our roughly month-long hiatus after the new year. So joining me as always, I have David Joshua Hernandez, a.k.a.
Well, I'm sure all is what you like.
You got it wrong, Bill. That is David, also known.
Oh, I forgot David.
Also known as Garizard. Okay.
I should probably have one more motherfuckers now. I have David Joshua Hernandez, a.k.a. Gorsart.
I will find you, Bill.
You know where I live, motherfucker.
He has a very particular set of skills. They involve burger flipping and
and bootleg buying.
And bootleg buying.
David's like, that's fine, that's cool with me.
He has the uncanny ability to lose YouTube channels.
I literally forgot, like, the order I introduced you guys in, by the way.
Just remember when you met us.
Well, I looked at Andres' icon, and I was like, for some reason, I felt the urge to introduce you first.
Bill,
and I was like, oh, no, wait, it's David.
Bill, the order is like a female. There's 2 D's and an A. Okay, see?
Oh! And also joining me, I have the ever-witty Dylan McCandless, a.k.a. Super DM64.
Yeah, I'm not that witty.
Pretty witty. Also joining me, I have Andres Perez, a.k.a. Kaiju Noir.
Hello, people of the internet.
Who will largely be hosting this episode in a way. But this is my show, goddammit! I started it! He wasn't even here at the first, bitch!
Yeah, we did that first episode without your ass.
Yeah, even though now you have appeared on...
More episodes than you?
More than me, more than anybody else, motherfucker. Definitely. I think I've appeared on the least. Nah, David has. I'm sorry, Dave. I don't think I'll ever take that.
It was all my plan to assimilate this channel.
Yeah. Well,
only now I have taken the place of the wrong person on this podcast.
What do you mean? Oh, wait, what do you mean?
There were this podcast started out with 4 individuals, and I plan to replace one of them. However, I replaced the wrong one.
Oh, yeah, right? Definitely.
Weird.
If I ever do, die or whatever, I'm putting it in my... If I ever die. If I ever die.
Not sure.
Because, with the whole Dragon Balls and whatnot.
Yeah, with those 7 Dragon Balls kicking around, death is sort of an uncertainty these days, kids. Damn it, David's BRB now.
And even if you make a wish and Shenron's like, nah, can't do that. Now there are Super Dragon Balls in the continuity, and they can do anything. So
what? I haven't gotten to that point yet. What the fuck are the Super Dragon Balls?
They're the things that Champa's been after. And
I'm still on the fucking Beerus stuff, bro.
Basically, I thought you had gotten to the Frieza shit.
No. When were you ever under that wrong impression?
You're way fucking behind. Anyway.
Yeah, no shit.
So, there are Super Dragon Balls, and apparently they have no limits as to what they can do, and they're huge. They're the size of planets, and apparently.
Whoa, really? Where do they come? Oh, I mean, I guess they're.
Someone's obviously overcompensating.
It's unsure.
Yeah, right?
It's unsure where they come from. There's not been an explanation for that, but according to Champa, the Namekians actually used these to create the Dragon Balls that we know of. So
maybe they're the natural thing that Dragon Balls are based on.
So we always thought that the Namekian Dragon Balls were the OG Dragon Balls. Not so, apparently.
That's interesting. Wow, that's crazy interesting.
This means you realize that there is a Super Dragon.
You haven't seen him yet?
Super Shenron?
No. The whole Super Dragon Ball thing was just revealed in episode 28, and the last one that was released was episode 29. So they're a pretty new concept.
But they have to be gathered together, though, right? Or I'm assuming it's a constellation thing, maybe, where it's they have to align and then they can be used. That's probably what it is. That's what would make the most sense.
I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Next
time, Dragon Ball Super.
But don't you guys agree, though, if you're going to do, planets as Dragon Balls, the most logical way to have them be gathered would probably just to let them align in, a constellation.
Yeah, right? The planets align. This is something that can only happen once every 5,000 years or whatever.
Yeah.
That's why they have no limit. But the catch is you have to wait a long fucking time for that to happen.
They seem to work just like the regular Dragon Balls, though. Champa's just been
so you gotta be like Superman carrying all these planets.
Yeah, how the fuck do you gather them then if they're planet-sized?
Well, luckily for Champa.
Hey, that's the catch, Bill.
Well, luckily for Champa, he has.
You gotta get fucking Perudigarn in there to push every one of them.
That's true.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's true for most people, but luckily for Champa, he has Vados, and she's like Whis can do practically anything the plot requires of her.
Wait, hold on. this is where do you put them? Like that doesn't cause like
in space.
Fucking space genocide.
You just sort of
remove a planet from its orbit, you have just fucked that entire goddamn sector. Like,
then you don't remove it. You keep it there.
Okay, they're like
some
the
crazy
size.
motherfucker decides to move it.
They're like the size of small planets, they were finding them like inside larger planets. So what they had to do was like destroy a planet.
Oh, all right, that's not what I was picturing then. Okay, I thought they were like just sitting in space.
It's like how
I was imagining a literal planet-sized Dragon Ball just sitting in space.
It's like you know how the Rachnos ship in Doctor Who was the first rock to form Earth. It's sort of like that. They're like at the center of planets, and then you find them, or at least that's the impression I got from the episode where they found one of them at the center of a planet. I don't know if this was the case for all of them. And they're the size of like small planetoids. Like he's got 6 of them right. He's got 6 of them right now. They're orbiting around the planet where he's going to have this interdimensional tournament. Don't ask. But yeah, so.
What does he plan on doing with them?
He wants to swap Earths with Beerus.
Why? Because
the planet Earth in his universe has been destroyed, and he wants that delicious food dough.
Oh, that's cool. Well, did he destroy the planet Earth then?
No, they just like had some kind of war or something. I don't know.
Oh, I figured Goku would have done it then, because the Saiyan history is different, right?
Yeah, I read a little bit of the super manga that I just came across on Facebook.
You know,
the Saiyan history is a lot different. The Saiyans from what I understand, the manga in Universe 6 or whatever it's called, the Saiyans are kind of like the Green Lantern of that universe, where they're good guys.
Oh. You see, what I wanted, when I saw the lineup of the characters, and I saw that one of them was like a Frieza species, a tyrant, I was a Frieza species, a tyrant.
Frieza
and the Freezies?
Yeah, the Freezies. A tyrant, and one of them was a Saiyan, clearly, and then the other one looked kind of like Cell, sort of. That they were going to flip it, where the Saiyans were like the tyrants, and then Frieza's kind were like the Saiyans, like that the Saiyans had enslaved them. I thought that would have been interesting, but no, that's not what they did.
From that little I've read, no.
So what's going to happen basically is Beerus and Champa are both assembling teams of 5 fighters of people from their respective universes who are then going to have a tournament, because Beerus and Champa can't actually fight it out themselves because the repercussions would be universe shattering.
No, they wouldn't.
Yeah, they would.
But if Goku and Beerus can fight, then how come Champa and Beerus can't fight?
But you forget Goku was not as strong as Beerus when he was fighting Beerus. We're talking about 2 gods of destruction who are on the same level fighting. Like they had like a small skirmish in episode 28, and Beerus's planet started disintegrating beneath their feet.
Okay. Right.
It had like a reality bomb effect. Another Doctor Who reference, pulling in a lot of Doctor.
Is it like a thing where it's just sort of like a universal constant, where it's not the actual physical power that's being given off, it's just the concept of it?
I'm not entirely sure, but
because if it was the concept, if it was just like the universal laws do not allow for 2 gods of destruction to fight each other,
sounds too complicated for something Akira Toriyama related.
Basically,
but that seems
more
like a philosophy thing that he would be into, because he's very into like philosophy and everything.
Basically, what happened is Whis and Vados were like, "Hey, you 2 got to stop fighting, or else both these universes are fucked." And they were like, "All right," and now they're having a tournament.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. So they're trying to figure out whose universe is better.
Anyway, there was a line where Champa was like, those 2 guys that were at Beerus's places were Saiyans. We should probably bring one of the Saiyans from our universe into the tournament. So maybe it'll be an alternate version of one of the characters we know. Maybe it'll be a different Saiyan.
The picture that I saw didn't look like any of the Saiyans.
Maybe it'll be fucking Alt Bardock. I don't fucking know. Point is.
Oh, but they haven't explained the Saiyan history yet in the anime?
No.
Okay, gotcha.
The Champa stuff just started basically.
Gotcha.
The last 2 episodes. I mean, he had like little cameo appearances in previous episodes, and you're like, oh, what's he doing? But now he's just like finally showing up and like doing shit. You know, it's like that story's just getting off the ground.
Well, you can clearly tell that Toriyama was like, all right, I imagine that retelling Resurrection F and Battle of Gods wasn't Toriyama's idea.
Yeah, probably not.
And that
just
the
to
only reason
save time and money.
I really wish.
I don't know. Who knows what the reason? I can't possibly imagine.
I really wish DB Super could have just started with.
They're fucking idiots. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking.
I mean, I liked some of the shit we got at the beginning of the show of like catching up with the characters and shit. So I was kind of happy to get that. like Goku, like Vegeta's family vacation and shit. But
that was some of the changes they made were okay.
But from a plot standpoint, it would just
the movies are still superior.
Yeah, and it just would have made more sense to start after them. You know.
Mm-hmm,
like,
definitely.
Hey, here's a shittier version of what you've already seen. Isn't this exciting, kids? This is gonna buy us time.
With a much lesser quality animation.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why it was such
time
a fucking stupid idea.
Stories.
That's probably why all the newer stuff is probably going to be pretty great though, because Toriyama, because like Champa was like a thing from the get go. Like everybody knew he was coming. It was just like what is he? What's his deal? All that. So it's pretty. That's what makes me think that Toriyama wanted to start there. Like he had no interest in retelling the Beerus and Resurrection F stuff. But they were just like, well, listen, maybe not everybody's seen those movies, so start off from there.
Maybe they should.
And it's just like those movies were crazy successful.
Yeah.
And if anybody's gonna watch a modern Dragon Ball series, they're probably gonna have seen those movies or at least care enough to go watch them.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about a franchise that the most popular part of it was a sequel.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't understand that mindset.
I guess they did it just to artificially extend the life of Super.
There is a problem now.
Have to, though.
There is a problem now with the continuity, though.
Why?
Because eventually Goku's going to go to that tournament and start to train Oob, right? So now that he has God power, he should have just fucking steamrolled Oob in that fight. But
we also know he was holding back every time we saw him in that multi-parter though.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, you're probably right.
You got to remember. So who do we see him fighting that? We see him fighting Goten, obviously holding back.
Right.
He's not putting out his full strength fighting Goten.
Doesn't want to explode his son's head. That's good.
Absolutely, and also like Vegeta mentions, like he and Trunks haven't trained in years, so like obviously that's a new thing for him. It's been a while, so definitely not him. Pan. Actually, he's probably more likely to not hold back with Pan, which is just part of Goku's fucked up logic. And then who else?
Because she's a woman and he can beat her.
Then we see him fight Oob, and when he's about to stop holding back, they stop the fight because he's about to like kill everybody in the fucking stadium with the Kamehameha.
Yeah, that's.
So I think it's fine.
That's true. Okay.
More of it is just I would expect that Beerus and Whis would have shown up to that tournament.
Yeah, they were probably.
I have a feeling Beerus is going to die in Super, though. I have a really good feeling that he's going to die.
He could have been taking a fucking nap. You know that guy. Like.
Yeah, no, sure, but I have a feeling that because in Battle of Gods the movie, maybe I don't know, and you tell me if it's in the show too. There's a moment where Whis says to Beerus, "Oh, well, maybe you can replace Lord Beerus when he finally kicks the bucket," and there's a moment of silence, and then everybody laughs. I think that's foreshadowing.
I don't think Goku would make a good god of destruction. I mean, he can do it.
No, I'm not saying that Goku would take over, but I'm just saying
like he could do it. He'd have the chops, but I don't know if he'd.
Oh sure, no, but my point is that Beerus is probably going to die though.
Maybe.
And I think that it's probably going to be a sacrifice for the Earth, which is going to be interesting. That's what I think anyway. Like maybe against Champa or maybe against somebody else. I think what's likely to happen. This is just plot speculation and not having seen over half of Dragon Ball Super so far.
Right. Yes.
So here's what I think is going to happen. I think Champa and Beerus are going to look at this thing, like look at the tournament like it's just good fun, like they're just having a good time, whatever. Even if universes are at stake or whatever exactly the stakes are, I think they're going to look at it more lightheartedly than the fighters are. I think that one of the fighters on Champa's side is going to get overly confident and try to steal the Super Dragon Balls from Champa and Beerus and try and take over both universes. That's what I think is going to happen. Because if it's not, what's the drama then? There's got to be some kind of like threat to either universe.
Well, that remains to be seen. And you never know what the fuck Toriyama's going to do, It's like,
not true.
This is the same cat that was like, I'm going to tell a story about, like, a guy who time travels from the future, and there's, like, androids. And we're like, cool, that's the story for this season. It's like, no, wait, curveball, big bug man.
Well, a giant cricket man.
That wasn't his idea, though. That was because nothing he fucking did in that story arc the editors liked. It's weird. The Cell Saga is like my favorite Dragon Ball Z stuff, and the people who were running it at the time, who weren't Toriyama, fucking hated it.
Yeah.
Like they were like, "This is the worst thing."
Just recently rewatched all that, and it's pretty good television, you know.
It's really, really good. Yeah, especially the last part of it. Like that, but the fight between Gohan and Cell is probably the most well written. I think it's even more well written than Goku's fight with Frieza.
And it's
I just
pretty.
think Gohan's emotional place in that fight is more interesting.
And it's pretty brisk too. It doesn't take a whole lot of episodes, you know.
It's
the
not
exact opposite of the Frieza fight from season 3, especially like at the point when Cell comes back after he exploded. I was like, okay, so this is gonna be the fight for the rest of the season. And no, it was like he lasted another like maybe 2 episodes. I forgot how many episodes at the end of season 4 were like, or no, not 4, 6 were like after Cell had already been beaten. It's like you got a good 2 or 3 episodes after he's gone.
No, there's not many, Dylan, because it's the episode where they wish back everybody who has to be wished back, which I think is just 18.
Yeah, no. She's
18's alive, isn't she?
She's alive. 17 technically gets wished back because he was a victim of Cell. And then
okay, so they wish everybody back.
Krillin uses the second wish because there's only 2 wishes. Dragon Ball Super, you son of a bitch. Krillin uses the second not witch.
Second witch.
The second witch.
He kidnapped Baba and yes.
No, he uses the second wish to take the bomb out of 18's chest. Because at first he was like, "Hey Shinron, can you make her not an android anymore?" Turns out Shinron pretty shitty at shit like that. He's like, "Nah."
No, the reason is because she started off as human.
Yeah, that was the question. Was like, could Shinron make her like a human, like fully human again? It's like, no, can't do it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I mean, he's not the super dragonless.
Yeah, why can't he do that?
I don't know. There's all kinds of weird restrictions on.
You know what? I don't think that he can create or destroy matter, though. I think that's maybe what it is. Because remember in Resurrection F, he goes, I can't, like, reform his body, which is, why not? You've done it before. Krillin literally got blowed up, you know?
I don't know. Robin Williams as a genie had more consistent rules than this guy, you know? It's like, fuck.
Oh, no, wait. No, you know what? Okay. No, I know. Because the form that he was cut up in... Okay, he got cut up, and then he died. He didn't die when he got cut up. That's why. Yeah. So why didn't fucking Sorbet just fucking wish for him to get put back together?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Why not? Okay. Oh, because he didn't have a second wish. That's right. All right, never mind. Plot hole averted. But anyway, so I don't know what the fuck I was trying to say. But welcome back to the Sons of Serizawa, kids. So it has been
It's a great use of that 1 hour that David has in this podcast.
Yeah. Well, we're 18 minutes in. We didn't go too far.
Right. How many minutes?
So, I know what news story I think we should start with, since David has such a limited amount of time. But yeah, so why don't we just dive right in? So the plan with this episode, since it is the first episode of Season 4 of the Sons of Serizawa podcast, which will be longer than Season 3, don't worry, kids. This one will go until the end of July, so don't worry, you'll be stuck with us for a couple months now.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah, which most of you probably don't. Which is fine. It's totally understandable. This podcast is not good. I don't know why people like it.
It brings up the question why they're watching, really.
You know,
Andrew sounded so genuinely offended. He was like, oh.
It's like, you know what? At first I was upset that we got our panel denied at G-Fest. Now I'm starting to sympathize with them.
I said to you guys, I was like, this is probably a good thing.
Yeah. Let's like Stephen Moffat's Doctor. It's like, let's prefer to keep us in the shadows.
That's exactly it. I don't need to be up in. I don't need to be a part of like the upper echelon of G-Fest, or even part of it. I just like to
we don't even need to be a part of the upper echelon of the Godzilla G-fan community. We don't need to be Goji fan.
I don't want to be. It sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, we don't need to be Goji fan 93 or Ultraman Chronos or Goji 73. We don't need to be those guys.
I just like to be just popular enough to where every now and then somebody buys me food. You know, it's like
That's totally satisfactory.
And have people praise you.
That's all. That's all I need. No, but I just like the contact at all. Just the sheer fact that people listen and give a shit about what you're saying is all I need. Anybody. Yeah. I mean, it could be one person. I'd be like, this is enough for me.
Absolutely.
That describes my love life. But
most people out there on YouTube trying to become famous, but we're satisfied with being popular.
I don't know if we're even that. We're popular with when I did that video with Kyle on Kong versus Godzilla. I was like, I don't think I'm popular with like a certain kind of people. A very certain kind of Godzilla fan like our stuff. Others fucking hate us.
And there's a large community of YouTubers out there that are just too lazy to spend their time on a 2-hour video.
That's the other thing, is that we make long videos and a lot of people just don't have the patience for it.
Yeah, most people can't handle podcasts.
Yeah, it's also just like, it's not even the fact that it's a podcast, it's the fact of where we upload. I mean, this is part of the issue that we've had with the show. But then again, is that people look at it and don't realize how you're supposed to listen to it. You're not supposed to look at it. You're supposed to kind of...
Yeah, you know, one time I put like the first episode on my phone because I wanted to experience it the way that a podcast is supposed to be experienced. So I listened to it as an actual podcast, just to see how it held up. Gotta say, I've heard better, but it did function in that capacity.
Right, because it didn't have me in it.
Well, yeah, that was the other thing, is that Andres wasn't there.
No,
so
actually, one of the saving graces of the episode was, about 100% less Andres. Yeah.
Yeah, Andres, I didn't tell you, but there was kind of a hashtag going around a little while back. It was called 100% less Andres. It was
Make SOS great again.
Yeah. It was Donald Trump actually joined it. It was weird. It was quite. I don't know why. I can't even imagine.
I don't even know what this SOS thing is, but it's gonna be huge.
It's gonna be huge. Gonna build a wall around it.
Gonna teach them to eat their pizza backwards.
Yeah, right.
Great wall.
Scum.
Scum. That monster.
Don't eat your pizza backwards, kids. I will hunt you down. As a New Yorker, I will hunt you down. Anyway.
Were you guys aware that Donald Trump had a board game in the 80s?
I know. I saw a video where people played it. It was fucking magical. All right. So without any further ado, let's dive in, shall we? So what we're going to do this episode, since we have been on hiatus for a while, is that we are going to do a news roundup, as we've done in the past, and just have Andres take us through a bunch of the big, major pop culture and just overall news items that we missed over the break, and we will comment on them, make fun of them, and probably make ourselves look like really terrible human beings. But you know what? It's going to be really funny, so let's just dive right in. So, David, since you do have limited time, why don't we start off with the one that you wanted to discuss? So, David, what is that news story exactly?
Wait, I gotta introduce it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was
you're the one who wanted to fucking talk about it.
Well, I thought Andres always introduces the news.
Yeah, but, Andres, did you get anything on it?
No, because I thought David was going to do it. All I know is that Jada Pinkett Smith got offended that there were no black people nominated for any Oscars this year, so she wanted to.
I don't know if it was no black people. I just think it was not enough black people.
Yeah, I think more. No, I think more of the crux of
because apparently black Oscars matter. So we gotta.
Oh, God, that's...
We're bringing that shit back.
There's literally a black guy named Oscar who's just like, yeah.
People want me back.
He peeks his head out of the trash can. I support that hashtag.
Don't read too racially into that, otherwise you won't like what you'll find. Anyway.
Turns out he's the hobo from Final Wars.
Oh, see, there you go.
Big birdie.
So yeah, I think more of the issue was that she felt that a lot of really great works of black and overall just racially diverse film work over the year had been neglected for stuff that was not as good, or stuff that didn't deserve to be recognized by the Oscars over that other stuff.
Well, she was one of the ones that.
Go ahead,
she was
David.
one of the ones that joined the boycott. I think the one that.
No, she was one of the ones that her and Spike Lee started it.
I was going to say Spike Lee.
All right. We want every black person in Hollywood to rally up and boycott the Oscars.
Which is hilarious because Chris Rock is hosting the Oscars this year.
Exactly. It's like, really?
And he was infamous for going on a rant in 2004? Yeah, 2004 about how white the Oscars were. He was the one who really started that. Well, he didn't start that idea, but he was one of the ones that vocalized about it early on.
And perpetuated it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not obvious, but it's weird that they picked him this year when it's such a big issue. So okay, so David, what did you? But okay, so we outlined it. There are a bunch of hashtag Oscars so white, a bunch of hashtags out there, for people to boycott the Oscars. Just go in there and tie a bunch of ropes and wear little shorts. It's great. It's great fun.
It's gonna be huge.
No, it's gonna be huge. But yeah, so there's been a push from a lot of people, a lot of controversy around this, over whether or not there is actually an issue here, whether or not there is a prejudice against racially diverse film work in the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences.
I would even say
whether or not there is whether or not there is a way to fix it or a way to improve the ceremony where it can be made to be A, more racially diverse, and B, more entertaining, because God, that shit is fucking boring.
Funny enough, it's funny how she would want...
At the most extreme levels, that some people were sort of pushing for a sort of affirmative action approach to the whole debacle.
It's funny how she's trying to advocate for more diversity in the Oscars. It's funny that she mentioned that, considering how last year a Mexican won the Oscar for... accepted the Oscar for Best Picture with Birdman.
Yeah, and how many years ago was it when the French guy won the Oscar? Frenchie.
Oh, the artist.
Yeah.
And the guy who directed Gravity
that
is somebody who's not.
Was the French
white.
guy's name fucking Jean something probably?
No, I think he's Spanish. Actually, technically he is white. People from Spain are technically Caucasian, right?
Yeah, they're technically white.
Unless they've interbred with the natives.
At which point you get Mexicans.
Of course, right. I think we talked about this on a podcast recently.
No, this was our last conversation off recording.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
See,
when
when Andres acts white, he's actually just reaching back to his conquistador roots,
Yeah. Technically, he's just going back further. It's like when I act black, I'm going back further in my ancestry.
All the way to the beginning.
All the way to the dawn of time, motherfuckers. Now, I imagine that my ancient ancestor was sitting in the shade of a tree, and he was just the palest of all the goddamn...
The palest Australopithecus ever.
Was that what it was?
And he gave birth to the Caucasian race.
No, didn't they find another ape recently that went back further?
Also, he bossed the other apes around a lot. It was really weird.
All I know is that the oldest human being was called Lucy, and she was an Australopithecus.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so this is
Anyway, David, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, why'd you want to talk about this?
I think it's unfair, honestly.
To who?
Because the boycott, it seems racist on its own, don't you think?
Not as racist as the people.
Potentially.
Not as racist as the people who were boycotting Star Wars Episode 7, but
yeah,
definitely racist.
Certainly not. I don't think it's racist to go... I don't know. I think on a level you can interpret it that way, because on one level you can interpret it as there are too many white people in the Oscars. I think that's potentially racist, but I even think that that's walking on shaky ground.
Right, because everyone
it's not
knows.
like you don't like them because they're white. The issue is not that they are white. The issue is that
they're just such better
they
actors.
are white. There's nobody else. There's such a lack of anybody else.
Well, here's the thing. It's like the Oscars themselves are incredibly biased because the guys in charge of the Oscars, they're a bunch of old white people.
Yeah,
and they have a huge bias towards any especially when it comes to animated films. They're so biased against any foreign animated movies, even though foreign animated movies often get nominated for best animated picture. They never go for them.
What about the fucking
simply
bias?
on the basis that they're like, these Japanese movies with their subtitles, I don't want to bother with that shit.
What about the crazy bias against anything remotely high concept? Fucking.
Well, this year that's changed a bit.
Be it sci-fi or fantasy. I was so fucking surprised the year that fucking Lord of the Rings swarmed to the Oscars.
But this year
in a good way. Very surprised.
Yeah. This year it's likely to happen again if Mad Max wins. I don't know if it will though. And The Martian also got nominated for Best Picture. That's science fiction. It's more realistic science fiction, but it's still science fiction. I rewatched that recently. I loved that when I first saw it. I liked it a lot less the second time. And to be fair, I have read the book 5 times. So there was a bit of this is not nearly as good as the book going on.
You're talking about The Martian?
Yeah.
You liked it less the second time.
Yeah.
Could that just be because of Matt Damon?
No, it's because I read the book 5 times.
Okay.
So when I was watching it, I was just like, this is all weird and out of order. And also, it was bugging me that more...
The movie is out of order?
Well, yeah, with the book. But not too bad. It's a very close adaptation.
Maybe that's how we're all going to feel when we watch the Disaster Artist movie.
Is it like Like, how different? Like, is it like Jurassic Park levels of different?
No, not even close. It's practically word for word in most instances with the dialogue. But what is different are the circumstances, and obviously the book. He has to go through more shit in the book because it's longer, obviously, and it's more drawn out. I think he's there for longer in the book too. But anyway, so point is, the actual have you guys all seen The Martian?
Yeah,
I have.
No.
Okay, so the actual hab that he's in on Mars, the actual artificial habitat that NASA constructs for the astronauts to live on Mars, is so much smaller in the fucking book, or at least that's the sense that I got from it. And he had so much little shit in there that, like, you kind of felt the sense of, like, real dread and sorrow that he was stuck there, that was his whole world for a year and a half.
Yeah, and I imagine...
Like, little piece of shit freaking plastic canvas hab, and that's it.
I imagine that was the size of that was increased for the film for reasons.
Oh, it was made enormous. It's like a little.
For reasons of A, they needed to be visually interesting and hold your attention, but also just because they got to fit like equipment in the fucking set.
No, I get that. But it sucked a little bit of the drama out because it's like, oh, he's just got a house on Mars. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's just one of the advantages of the printed word is the ability to
absolutely
have it be however fucking big you want it to be.
I'm not saying my opinion is fair or objective. I'm just saying that that's how I feel. But anyway, so let's go back to more opinion-based things. So that's the thing with the Oscars too, is that it's entirely subjective because it's not a public. It's not like a public consensus, and I think people think that it should be. I don't think it should be public, but I think that there is definitely an issue here with diversity. I'm not even saying racial diversity. I'm saying more generational diversity.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think that's more of the issue here, people. I don't think it's this issue of like the people who are voting are intentionally and cognitively going after stuff that, or not going after, selecting stuff that doesn't feature black people or isn't made by black people or any kind of diversity whatsoever.
Well, notice how...
they are going after what they deem to be Oscar-worthy material, which is from their era. They're basing it on their era. That's just what you do. I'm not saying that's right, but that's realistic. You base it on what you know. And they're older. And you got people who are in their late 70s, early 80s, retired actors and directors and everything. And they're the ones who are voting. So that's what they're basing it on. So I think more of the issue here is that there needs to be more of a youthful presence in the Academy. That's what I think.
Notice how this whole controversy is solely focused on the how many black films were nominated. Nobody's
there's no mention of any other race.
Nobody's counting like, well, how many Mexicans were nominated this year? How many Asians do we got in here?
That's also a part of the problem.
It's purely because of this fucking literal black and white dichotomy that sort of appears in American race politics as a result of our history. And I'm not even against.
And to be fair, the two populations, I think those are technically the biggest.
Yes.
Yeah, and that
it's a very large growing Mexican population.
Oh no, yeah, you guys are biting our heels, certainly.
Also, if you think about it, go ahead, Dylan.
Also, a lot of Canadians because we're guarding the wrong border. Anyway,
it's true though. I think way more people cross the border from Canada than they do from Mexico.
We're gonna build another wall, and we're gonna make Canada pay for it. It's gonna be huge.
And here's another thing when it comes to like the whole racial politics, especially in Hollywood, is that they don't really offer a lot of roles to anyone who isn't black or white, unless
they are now, motherfuckers.
Unless those specific roles are able to fit into like a certain stereotype, or it's like, oh, here's a guy who has a racially diverse group of friends. He's going to be the Asian. He's going to be the Latino. Or rather, you're going to have a Mexican who's hired to play a specific stereotype. When it comes to a leading man, most of the time they're going to be black and white, as opposed to Asian, Latino, what have you.
You've also got that thing that happens quite often, where it's like, hey, we're going to make a movie set in Egypt. Okay, do you want to get some Egyptians? No, we're going to put.
That's another big problem.
No, we're going to put some concealer on some white dudes.
Also,
is anybody in that movie not white? Because it's like the whole fucking. I watched the that movie just looks like a complete disaster.
I think Thoth is a black guy.
Well, whatever. That movie is just a mess and a half anyway, as far as I can tell. I have no interest in it whatsoever.
Maybe it was Horus. One of the gods is.
So how is it so hard to fuck up the Egyptian gods? You place a dog, a crocodile, and an eagle head on some motherfuckers, and there you go.
It just looks real.
That's
real
a lot.
Fucking what's his name did it better with fucking Brendan Fraser. Fucking
The Mummy.
Oh,
yes,
the Mummy.
You forgot the name of the Mummy.
Arnold Bosloo.
No,
That's the actor. I know him.
I was trying to think of the fucking director. Fucking
Oh, crew.
Steven Summers.
Shit. Steven Summers. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. He directed that fucking thing. He did it right. Fucking Ridley Scott. What happened to you, Ridley Scott? You know, fucking. You made movies.
Okay, you're talking about Exodus, Gods and Kings.
What happened to you and James Cameron? Like, y'all were great back in the day.
Ridley Scott decided to go into space once again, and that's when he found his footing.
Well, so let's not give him too much credit for The Martian. He came into that project very, very late. That movie, he wasn't supposed to direct that movie. He was just supposed to be a producer on it.
Uh-huh.
And they brought him in like at the last minute when Drew Goddard, who was supposed to direct it, actually wanted to go direct the Sinister Six movie.
It's sad.
He's like, fine.
That didn't happen.
He's like, fine, I'll do it myself.
And guess what? He probably ain't happy that Ridley Scott took over because after all the praise The Martian got, he probably doesn't care. But I mean, he gave up on Daredevil to direct Sinister Six. He gave up on The Martian to direct Sinister Six. He's not happy that they're not making that movie now, or at least not the version that he was going to do. They'll probably do it someday in the MCU, but who knows?
The unfortunate thing is I'm going to have to see this movie at some point because I'm a sucker for Egyptian mythology. Damn it.
No, don't. It looks real bad.
I'll probably pirate the fuck out of it.
It's fine. You can watch it illegally.
But to come down on the whole Oscars thing, I'm not against opening this dialogue. What I am against is this proposed approach of of applying like an affirmative action type system.
Yeah, like fulfilling a quota.
That's not cool.
Because that just subverts what the Oscars should be, and I know they're not always, but they're supposed to be, in a perfect world, they're supposed to be they're supposed to be merit based. You know, it's a meritocracy. And if you take away nominating by merit and start like trying to fill quotas, you're just gonna fuck it all up. You know.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you know what else? It's also a matter of just. I don't think that you can't fix this problem right away. And the reason why it's so controversial is because I don't really think there's any actual ill will going on here. It's all just a matter of circumstance. And changing people's circumstances or getting them to be willing to change their circumstances is nearly impossible.
And it's not like the Academy never nominates any black movies. I mean, you look at recent years, you got 12 Years a Slave, you got Selma, you got The fucking Help.
Selma got nominated for no Oscars. That was part of the problem.
It didn't get nominated. Didn't the song win something?
Okay, so the song won, but the movie won nothing.
Yeah, that might have been a Grammy though. I don't remember. The song.
No, I think you're right.
John Legend won something for that fucking movie.
I think you're right though. But the actual film was nominated for nothing. I don't even think.
But expect a panel of old crusty white dudes to nominate Straight Outta Compton? Like, did you think that was gonna happen?
Wait, no, but that's the problem though. That's the issue though. That's what's wrong with the system. Yeah.
It's kind of like.
But here's okay.
That whole Phil Robertson thing that happened a year or two back. It was like, what did you think he was gonna do? You know.
Oh yeah, here's the other thing though. I think that there's also an issue here of nobody really respects the Oscars anymore. Okay, people do. That's not true.
The only people
there is a considerable population who do still respect the Oscars.
And I feel like
the only filmmakers though do not.
Well, I think that the only people who do care about the Oscars are those who are the actors themselves who wish to help use those Oscars to help further their careers, and the people who want to root for. Yeah, for Leonardo DiCaprio, and there are people. I don't know. His career is rather healthy, but there are also the people
I think the people who probably value them the most and probably deserve them the most aren't even the ones that we see presented in the big ceremony for best actors and shit. It's the technical Oscars they give to the guy who invents some new camera that revolutionizes shit. It's like that.
Absolutely.
That shit's pretty important.
But it's not even the whole. It's not even a matter of they don't care. That was a poor choice of words on my part. I think the film community will always care about the Oscars just because of the place they have in society. But I think it's a matter of respect. I don't think anybody respects the Oscars anymore.
No.
I mean,
I care. I'm happy when I see someone get an Oscar that they
but only
deserve
because
it.
of what it means for them in the industry, though,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like, it's not that you actually give a shit that the Oscars were that the Academy of Motion Pictures, Arts, and Sciences gave them that award. It's more of, oh, good, the Academy decided to fucking play ball this year and give it to somebody who fucking deserved it, so now all of the industry benefits that come with getting an Oscar can be given to that person. That's why I want Mad Max to win, because it's going to set a trend for stuff, for franchise stuff, and just for high concept stuff in general to be nominated in the future. Not because I actually give a shit about what the Oscars think, but that I give a shit about what the industry will think, basing it off of that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not great, but at the same time, the Academy isn't for everybody anyway. I mean, it's the elite of the motion picture world, and whether or not you want to be a part of that is up to you. I really could care less. As somebody who wants to be a filmmaker one day, I could care less. It really doesn't mean anything to me.
You know who does
it means a lot to my mother, though. It means a lot to my mother.
Yeah, because she wants to be.
And if she heard me saying this right now, she'd probably slap me.
She wants to be in your acceptance speech, Bill.
Exactly. That's pretty much it. Is my mother wants that moment where I'm like, thanks, Mom.
It's like for any parent that expects their children to like graduate.
Yeah, it's the same thing as like, oh, you're the valedictorian.
Yeah.
They want you to be the valedictorian, so that way they'll mention you in their speech.
Yeah, they want you to go same thing. They want you to get the Oscar.
Not I want my kid to be a valedictorian so that he'll be successful in life. It's I want my kid to be valedictorian because then he'll name drop me and I get to like hold my neck up and be like, yeah, fuck you, other parents.
Parents are fucking dickheads, aren't they? Jesus.
Yeah.
Anyway. So, David, is there anything else you wanted to say about this? Because you've been fairly quiet for the past 10 minutes.
You guys basically covered half of everything what I wanted to say.
All right, what's the other half, then?
Well, I probably might be repeating something, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Go for it,
man. The big issue that I have with this Oscar so white thing is that Spike Lee, I believe, is racist, and and right now this whole Oscar so white thing, it's just him playing the race card again.
Yeah, he's kind of an asshole recently.
He's a bit of a rabble rouser, you know. He's always
he definitely is very much so one of those black activists who
Blacktivist.
That's a great name though. You know, there is definitely a
hi, I'm Spike. What was his name again?
Spike Lee.
Well, I want to say Spike Jones, or Spike Lee. Hi, Spike Lee.
Filmmaker, just remember Spike TV and Bruce Lee had a child.
He's not cool enough to have his name Jones. He's not Osmosis.
I mean, he's a good filmmaker. I love Do the Right Thing. That's one of my... I like that movie a lot.
He's just, politically speaking, it's
I don't like him as a person. I think he's a fucking...
Like I already said, he's just...
You guys remember when he tried to sue the channel Spike for fucking using his name? I was like, you didn't come up with the name Spike, dickhead. Your parents did.
He also did that when he did the remake, the American remake to that Korean action movie Old Boy. I think he refused to pay a certain artist who was doing promotional material for him.
Really, he took the name Spike from generations of dogs, so they should sue him.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
It's just,
and my favorite character from the Buffyverse.
He's just, like I already said, he's a fucking rabble rouser. You know, he wakes up in the morning and he's like, "How can I rouse some rabble today?"
You know what I'm happy about though? When you Google Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer comes up before Spike Lee.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it makes me feel good. Anyway,
and then you click his name and find out he was in DB Evolution.
Well, he tried his best. He put the makeup on. Come on, he put the makeup on, guys. You gotta. It takes a lot to put that makeup on, I would imagine.
Anyway,
a lot of balls.
David.
Well, what I was gonna say is that what I feel is so wrong about this Oscar so white thing is that Spike Lee, at least based on what I've read from him, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody, please, but it almost seems like he wants black people to get like a special treatment from the Oscars.
That does seem to be something. He seems to be about that with everything, though.
He kind of comes across as one of those type of...
suggesting that he might be a black supremacist?
Absolutely, he is. You ever see Do the Right Thing?
Yeah, true.
Like one of
Which, you know what, that's not true. Do the Right Thing does not have that message. It actually has the complete opposite message at the end.
It's like there are a lot of... It seems like it comes from like one of those specific type of black people who still feel like the need to be justified for what their ancestors went through hundreds of years ago. Who's still clinging on to that grudge hundreds of years later.
Absolutely,
personally never experienced.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, he did experience the racism. He grew up in Brooklyn, so he did experience a lot of racism. So let's not make it sound like he's like fucking one of these like fucking modern people who are like, oh, it triggers me.
No, but he probably is.
It's not like he went through some shit.
No, but he probably is one of these people who like it's all about we should get reparations and doesn't like.
Oh no, absolutely.
And it's never like, and it's never like, oh, by the way, here's where the reparations are going to come from, because otherwise we're just going to be pulling shit money out of our fucking asses. That's how they seem to think that the economy works. But
he absolutely is. I think black supremacist. I think that might be a harsh term, but I think it's not wrong with him.
Go so far as to say black supremacist. I think he like fancies himself like a Malcolm X.
What's that other guy?
No, wait.
Luther King.
No. The other guy.
Yeah, he's a real Martin Luther King Jr.
There are only two black people that I am aware of from history. One is Malcolm X. The other is MLK.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Spike Lee say that a white man can't direct a Malcolm X biography?
Did he say that? I don't know.
I remember he said something similar of that because he directed that Malcolm X movie with Denzel Washington in the 90s.
Wasn't he one of the ones who raised a big stink over Django Unchained?
Oh yeah, I think I can understand.
I remember the other.
No,
guy
I don't
understand. The other guy was Al Sharpton.
Fuck you, Spike Lee. You know, it's like
no. Anybody can make a movie about whatever the fuck they want. There shouldn't be. I am very much so against this idea of like if
you set a movie during the antebellum South, of course people are going to say the word nigger. You know, it's like why wouldn't they?
Well, you can't set a movie in that time period and not have it.
Exactly.
I think you can certainly argue that there's an excess. I think that's an argument you can make. I don't give a shit.
Don't act like you were personally affected by those events. You're not fucking Frederick Douglass. You weren't there. All right. Fucking.
Yeah, no, definitely not. And it's also just a matter of like it's weird that Spike Lee feels that way now. He obviously didn't when he was first starting out, because Do the Right Thing has the complete opposite message of we're gonna. So yes, there is certainly a level of oppression going on from the white hierarchy, but it's not just that we want to be equal with that. We want to stick together and then overpower them and then hold the position of power ourselves. That's very much so how he seems to feel now. But Do the Right Thing isn't like that. Do the Right Thing has this, like, it presents that like every black person in the movie feels that way. And then it goes, but that point of view is also wrong. Like, at the end, they burn down the white pizza place in the neighborhood. And it's supposed to be deemed as, like, this really horrible thing that everybody did. Just completely wrong and morally bankrupt, and everybody's supposed to feel bad about it.
Well,
and
you interpreted it that way, Bill, but maybe it was supposed to be a symbol of black power.
But people have interpreted it that way, and it's clearly not, because the next day, the owner of the pizza place and the one who started the fire reconcile. So,
well, obviously the owner of the pizza place is an idiot, because he should be fucking suing his ass.
Well, no, because it's complicated. So, have you seen Do the Right Thing?
No, but you've explained it to me before. Fucking.
Have I really? When did I explain Do the Right Thing to you?
I think we had a whole conversation about this once. I don't remember if it was on recording.
Oh, I wanted to base something on it.
It was either before, during, or after an episode of DFOS one Thursday.
Okay, you know what, I do vaguely
and you
remember
explained the plot of the movie to me, and like showed me the clip of the guy freaking out over the white picture. He's like, "Yo, that wall's so white," and it's like this whole thing erupts and fucking.
Yeah, but
and then they burn down the pizza shop and erect a Popeye's chicken in its place, or whatever the fuck happens.
Spike Lee has become that character, but his character's called Bugging Out. That character of like is looking for racist shit.
That's the greatest name for a character ever.
Yeah, right. So yeah, that movie holds the opposite message. This makes me so sad that he's completely come around on that now, just because I really like that movie and I think that's a great message. So, anyway, so Dave, was there anything else you wanted to say?
Yeah, I had lots.
Go for it. I'm sorry.
What I was going to say is that
We're getting very
if you're trying to get the Oscars, people to get nominated based on diversity, it seems kind of wrong because, like Dylan said, it's about merit. It's not about diversity. It's about who earned that award. Because if the Academy goes that way, because apparently they're making quote unquote big changes.
Yeah, I think that next year's Oscars are down to be potentially problematic.
Yeah.
I mean,
these ones too. I think these
you know what
ones
else has become problematic? The word problematic, because it's been hijacked by the SJWs. But anyway, the problem is with this shitty idea of doing like, it's supposed to be merit based. If you want more black movies to be nominated, go make some more good black movies. Like saturate the market with really good.
Force the Academy to recognize it.
Quit making a haunted house and go make some fucking good cinema. And then
Marlon Wayans, how you can
don't
black
get me wrong.
comedy further and further back to the Stone Age.
Don't get me wrong. I don't think Marlon Wayans is ever going to do a 180 and become the next Sidney Poitier. But I mean, I'm just saying, you gotta.
But to be fair though,
you gotta saturate the market with good content if you wanna.
Absolutely.
You gotta throw a lot of darts at the board if you want one to hit the bullseye.
And I think that we can definitely agree that the problem is with Hollywood overall that not enough films with diverse racial and gender-based casts are being made. I think that is undeniably a criticism. I think that Hollywood is too white, or Hollywood is even too male-based, is definitely still an issue.
Yeah.
Just because that's the stuff that gets greenlit. It's not even like I'm saying that stuff is designed in order to oppress the other kinds of people. No, that's just the stuff that Hollywood thinks sells, and people have to prove them wrong.
Well, the unfortunate thing is,
slowly but surely we're getting there.
The unfortunate thing, though, is that in many cases they're right. That is what sells, because they're catering a lot more to the Asian market. And the Asians...
Well, now it's not now, though, because now the highest-grossing movie of all time is an action movie with a black guy and a woman as the star, so we're on the right track.
Yeah, but they were like, well, we're not going to advertise it that way, though. We're gonna make Finn really small on the poster, and we're going to have fucking BB-8 out there like, look at the cute thing, because Asians are obsessed with cute. I don't know.
You're talking about the Chinese. I was about to say, bruh, Finn's holding Luke's lightsaber on the poster, but I got that reference now, so it's all good.
Yeah, they made him like fucking small, man.
Yeah, they fucked it up.
He's like the center of the American poster, or close to the center, and now he's like off to the side.
Well, what's interesting when you go back and look at the Force Awakens marketing is that it's very clear that they were trying to make people think that Finn was the Jedi of this movie.
Right.
Like, in the trailer, when Han goes, the Jedi, it's a picture, it's over an image of Finn holding a gun. And he's the only one that we saw holding Luke's lightsaber in the trailer, so
which
everybody
knew.
thought that he was going to be the lightsaber.
I knew he was.
If he was going to be the Jedi, he was going to be the lightsaber. He was going to be
It's not enough to wield the lightsaber, you have to be the lightsaber.
I suppose so.
He would be the first black lightsaber.
No, there's a bunch of black lightsabers in the expanded universe.
Well, fuck the expanded universe. Fuck it up its ass. Anyway.
Says the guy who was pissed when it got made not canon.
I was pissed about certain aspects of it. I was never...
like Clone Wars.
When they said the expanded universe is never canon, my first thought was not, oh no, the black lightsabers, what happened?
No. My thought was, damn, all the new Jedi Order stuff isn't canon anymore, and that's like really, really good.
Like,
anyway, David, I'm sorry we keep
no
cutting you
Admiral
off.
Thrawn, no Yuzon Vong, none of that shit.
Yeah.
No Emperor clones running around. This is bullshit.
No, the Emperor clones are fucking stupid.
I know it's stupid, but it's stupid in just the kind of way that tickles my fancy.
True, but the only good thing about that story arc to me is the idea of Luke turning to the dark side, and he dresses up vaguely like Vader, and there's also this idea. There's also a moment where he fights the Emperor one-on-one. That's like the first time it's ever a fair fight between them because they're both of the same age. So that's cool. That's something I like. But anyway, David, I'm really sorry we keep cutting you off. Go ahead.
What I was going to say is that, if nominations are not based on,
merit,
diversity, then me and Andres don't have to work hard for anything in the future.
And that's not a world you want to live in, right? Where you're just being, it's just like, oh, you're you're different, that's fine. It doesn't matter if it's good, it's just different. That's enough.
Right.
Yeah, and that means that you can
not
have
a world I want to live in.
You can have the haunted house, you can have the 50 Shades of Black of Mexican comedies and have that automatically win Oscar or get an Oscar nomination. simply because there's Mexicans in it, even though it's horribly offensive and stupid and pandering to the lowest common denominator.
It's not. I've also heard this idea of like, oh, why don't you make different categories for different races?
No!
And I'm like, oh, you mean segregation?
Yeah.
And the nominees for Best Black Movie are
That's such a terrible idea.
50 Shades of Black. There were no other nominees.
Yeah, it's like that's a horrible idea.
Right along too.
As it is, the whole Best Actor, Best Actress thing, that's going to be gone in a couple of years. That's not sticking around much longer. As it is, there's already a huge push against that. So, in a couple of years, though, once the feminazi movement has died down, that's going to go away for sure.
That's going to be fucking...
Nicola is not one of those type of people, is she?
Nicola?
Yeah.
No, not really.
Okay,
not that I'm aware of.
For some reason, I kind of got that impression.
No.
Not
Why would you
really.
get that impression?
Okay, fine. It's that hoodie she wears. That's what gave me the impression.
The haircut,
Why
man.
the
It's the haircut.
And the
Okay, number
haircut.
one.
And the haircut.
Wow, all right.
You see something like that, you're like...
Just judging people based on their
judge
appearance
someone
when we're
based
talking
on-
about
You see
race.
that
Okay,
look-
no, that's fine, David.
You see that look, Bill? And you're
It
like,
wasn't
either-
judging. It was the
either-
science
No,
of
you literally
deduction.
just judged her based. It's fine. I don't care. She's not going to listen to this. She's not going to care. I'm not going to tell her. I'm just telling you that you just judged her based on her appearance.
saw,
Oh, you dirty
saw her
motherfucker.
appearance, and he assumed she was a crazy feminazi. What's the matter with the situation? I don't know.
I'll just
No,
tell
she's
you.
not.
I'll just tell you, David, from like my two
Just like I
interactions.
saw Andres' appearance, and I assumed that he rode his teeny bicyclette to school. You know, it's just...
Yeah, but that's just because he's fucking adorable. That has nothing to do with race.
Ching ching. But I will say, David, that from just based off my two interactions with Nicola, she is an awesome person
And not a feminazi.
and not a feminazi.
No, not
Despite the
feminazi.
hoodies that she wears.
I never got
She-
the... I never got the
She
impression...
is not one to be easily triggered, David.
No.
I never got the impression that she wanted to castrate all men and put us into a slave system. So,
Not in a bad way, anyway.
not in a bad way.
Anyway. Oh, God.
I have no idea where that was going to, what direction
way.
that joke was going towards.
As opposed to all the good
Anyway.
ways you can castrate people and put them into a slavery
Well,
situation.
I'll tell you, boys. I'll tell you about my Friday night this week. Anyway.
Those feminazis
Oh,
and their
don't
eunuchs.
want to.
Um,
Moving on.
Anyway, so we haven't even gotten to Andres' news stories yet. We're an hour
I
in.
do want to say,
Did David ever finish talking about the Oscars? Because we've
No, David's not done yet. I don't think.
I think I'm finished now.
Oh, you are done?
I
Okay.
do want to
so
say,
Andres, go ahead.
it was pretty hilarious seeing Anne Vivian's response to Jada Pinkett Smith's announcement to boycott the Oscars.
who's
Oh, yeah. What did she say about
Basically, she was saying that it's like, it's a stupid idea because in Hollywood you just don't do that sort of thing to rebel against the Hollywood system because it's only going to be detrimental towards your career. And that it's not really going to impact it a whole lot because Hollywood's just going to flat out ignore you no matter how much you whine and bitch about it.
Let me just...
it? Hollywood money talks. It's going to have to make somebody money.
I'm just gonna...
Is sad.
And then she goes off and on this tirade against like Will Smith, and it's like you can tell she is still bitter about.
Oh, she does not like Will Smith.
She is still
At
fucking
all.
bitter after all these years.
Yeah, which I get her problem. Nah, I don't.
Like everyone else is like all happy and smiling. Everyone's joining in for reunion pictures, and there she is. Still, it's like, oh, we got this feud between us. And then Will Smith's like, I don't really know what's going on. You know, I'm just enjoying my life over here. I don't know anything about no grudge.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Meanwhile, in Anne Vivian's world, I don't even know the actress's name. In Anne Viv's world, she just thinks that there's this big ongoing feud between the two, thinking that somewhere out there, Will Smith is like, how come she don't want me, man?
Word.
No, but I just want to let Black Hollywood in on a little secret. This is something that white people have known for a long time. So you think we're the ones running the Hollywood system, but it's not. The Jews.
No, it's just money in general.
Yeah, the
It's
Jews.
just the idea
Which is
of
with
commerce.
the Jews.
Mel Gibson was right this whole time.
By the way, it's Janet Hubert is her name.
Thank you very much.
Janet.
Who is she?
She's Vivian.
Viv.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. The original. Aunt Viv.
Original.
I just realized
the one that I like.
Yeah, with the attitude.
Looking at this cast list, I just realized that I only knew 4 of their names before this. So
That was thinking about the second Aunt Viv. She had no personality. She was just a fucking doormat. Everything just kind of happened to her. And when she did Cock and Attitude, it was like, I didn't buy it. She was too much of like a substitute teacher where they've got no spine. You know? Like, substitute teachers got no balls. Substitute teachers like, oh, hi kids,
those are the ones who have a hard day and then they cry in their car afterwards.
They are the ones that kids cause to commit suicide.
Yeah. Every now and then
you would get substitute days in my time.
Every now and then you would get like a cool substitute teacher, and you're like, why aren't you doing this for like a full-time living? And
then you get the substitute teachers who are wannabe real-time teachers, and they're just the worst.
You know, the best substitute teachers are the ones who used to be full-time teachers and now
definitely.
Now they just want to like do it as a thing.
When you get a retired teacher who's your substitute, that's absolutely the best.
Yeah.
I mean, now we're all in college, so some of us have graduated from college.
Yeah, now if the teacher doesn't show up, there's just no fucking class.
Did you guys ever get subs?
No.
Occasionally, but it was never like the professor was absent. There was always like a reason. If there was another professor teaching the class, there's always like a reason why they were teaching.
Yeah, they were there to teach a specific lesson for that class.
Yeah, if the professor's absent, usually the class.
Back in the day, it turned out that the guy who taught...
That's just like the silent agreement between professor and student is, if I'm not here, you don't have to be here.
It turned out back in the day that the guy who taught my sex ed class was the husband of my 5th grade teacher. And then at some point down the line, their daughter was a substitute teacher. So I have been taught by every member of that fucking family.
Wow.
Interesting. One of them about the thing that caused that to happen.
Indeed.
Anyway, all right. So Andres, why don't you give us not our first news story, but your first news story of the evening, shall you? Shall you?
Shall I?
Shall you?
Shall you?
Okay, so I just wanted to bring up this little comic book news where I guess DC Comics released their plans to make a bunch of comic books based off their Hanna Barbera properties. Where one of them, I think you guys may have seen this on Facebook.
Not Godzilla, though.
Not Godzilla.
I'm super stoked for some Herculoids, though.
Oh yeah, they're bringing this like Hanna Barbera crossover series called Future Quest, which involves a bunch of Hanna Barbera.
I wonder what that's based around.
They got like the Herculoids. They got fucking Johnny Quest, fucking Space.
I wonder why.
And what else?
Are you going to talk
Birdman?
Are you going to talk about what they did to a certain talking dog?
How are they gonna?
They
in the new Scooby-Doo book, my
the
God.
new book called Scooby Apocalypse, where it's just like, let's re-envision Scooby-Doo and the gang as a bunch of dudes surviving the apocalypse, I guess.
And if anybody calls bullshit on that, fuck you. That is it is amazing that they are doing that as an official release. That is incredible.
Like,
people have been talking about that for years.
It feels like something that you would see on DeviantArt. Not like in a bad way.
It is something that I've seen on DeviantArt.
Yeah.
Scoob, we gotta fight the zombie apocalypse.
There was a really popular Tumblr post that you'll still see reblogged sometimes or reshared on Facebook if you're subscribing. If you follow the Best of Tumblr page, which you should, because it's the only way I can stand to experience Tumblr. There's like a picture of a post-apocalyptic.
Tumblr is best in full doses.
Absolutely, it really is.
I guess a lot of people are just not a fan of the artwork, the promotional artwork, where you have like hipster Shaggy and 12-year-old Velma and cyborg Scooby.
Whoa, wait, Scooby's a cyborg? What?
No, I'm only saying that because he's got like gadgets all over him.
Oh, all right. Well, but why does that matter? Because I don't think this matters though. Because obviously, I don't think people have a right to bitch only because there's so many fucking different versions of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Go watch one that you like then, and let this be for people who grew up on it and are now interested to see.
It's different. It's change, and change is
Here's
bad.
What'd you say? What'd you say the name?
Fuck that too, though.
What'd you say the name of it was, Andres?
Scooby Apocalypse.
Oh,
here's the other reason why fuck those people though. I guarantee to you that the original story and look and feel of Scooby-Doo exists in this universe and just is in the past now. What they're probably doing is having them...
Is Shaggy a homosexual?
I think he's a hipster.
No, well...
Nah, he's a fucking hippie, man.
Look at the... I don't know, man. His hair is way too well done for a hippie.
Nah, you don't know, man. Hipsters these days, they just... They do what they got to do.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I could
I've
see
seen
this
pictures
guy.
of that guy. I've seen pictures of that guy on 9gag.
Look at the tats. I like Shaggy for the tats, man. I appreciate a man with tats. Anyway, little glimpse into my life there.
Like how what's his name? Big ass gun, but still rocking the ascot. You know.
Fred?
Yeah, it's fun.
You forgot
That's
Fred's
true.
name? Jesus.
I thought it was Fred, but I wasn't sure. Also, you see that hand up there in the corner? What are they fighting? Fucking xenomorphs? What's going on here?
I don't know. I presume it's aliens or something. If it's all future technology, I presume it's aliens. But
If it was xenomorphs,
but what
if
I
this
was
was
trying
like
to say
Alien
though.
versus Scooby Doo, I'd be all for it. You know?
Oh, and apparently Scooby can like use that machine to produce emojis to show what he's thinking of.
Oh, wait, is this a reboot?
So he doesn't actually talk.
Yeah, it looks like he can't talk because I'm just looking at all those bubbles his monocle is producing. That's
Wait,
making all those
hang on.
emoji
He doesn't
bubbles.
talk?
I don't think so, man. He can just
All right, never mind.
he can just send emoji texts.
I like how that's the thing.
All right,
that,
you know what?
I like how that's the straw that broke Bill's back.
Only because what I was about to say is obvious. How can you do Scooby-Doo without him talking? That's the fucking point!
So is Velma gaming right now? It seems like a pretty intense situation to be gaming in.
Alright. I've decided that I'm not for this anymore on two grounds.
It's too different and scary.
No, well, but that's the point of Scooby. Okay,
I'm just saying,
you
man.
can change something.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying this Shaggy sucking some dick. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe Fred's or Scooby's.
Maybe, you know,
depending
every
on-
now and then, because that Velma, she can be, I mean, not Velma, the other one, Daphne, she can be a real bitch.
Oh no, not this Velma. Definitely not this version of Velma.
That Daphne, she can be a real bitch sometimes. So every now and then, Fred's like, you know what, I'm tired of her Sarah Michelle Gellar ass. I'm gonna just fucking have Shaggy suck my dick. You know, it's just happening.
And it's not even like Shaggy's like okay with it. Like Fred kind of forces him. Like he's like, you have to do it now.
They're just like two dudes in
And
a
he's just like, oh, Zoinks, man, don't make me do it, Fred.
It's like, they're just like two dudes in a van, you know, and sometimes, you know, they just fucking have sex. And it's not even about the having sex
Dude.
part. That's just, you know, like part of it.
They're like they're thinking about other people, but it's
Dude,
just,
I
it's just-
googled hipster haircut and I came across that.
Scooby's watching, you know, every now and then he gives that cold nose, you know. Fucking.
Ugh.
Fred has Scooby lick peanut butter of his dick.
Dylan, you just ruined my day. Thanks. So okay, let me go back for a second.
Whole
to
time,
what I was
Velma's
saying.
just gaming.
Let me just go back for a second to what I was saying before. I was going to say that I presumed that there was going to be like a version of the Scooby-Doo canon in the backstory of this version, and that the apocalypse, you know, destroyed all that, so now it's all gritty. The apocalypse is the thing that made it gritty, which I think is fine, because then it's like this world used to look like the normal Scooby-Doo universe, and now this is the thing that made it different. Now I'm not thinking that that's the case, though, if you're telling me that it's a reboot, and also that Scooby's not talking. Unless Scooby got his fucking larynx taken out. It's the apocalypse. Maybe the aliens dissected him because he could fucking talk, and they discovered. Because obviously if he's using the emojis as talking, then obviously he's still intelligent, right?
I guess so. I mean, it's like some cybernetic thing that enhances his intelligence.
But you know what I mean, right? Where it's like, and that's possible too, I guess. Maybe. All right, fine,
Yeah, and
maybe.
And finally, the last thing that they announced was a reboot of Wacky Races called Wacky Raceland, and the promo artwork was shown because the dude that they got the artist from Mad Max Fury Road to work on this, and by looking at the promo art, you can tell, yes, this is Wacky Races meets Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh, send me that, bro.
Okay, I'll look for it right now.
Frankenstein Jr. is going to be in this? Oh my god, I have to read this. You guys do not understand the relationship that I have with Frankenstein Jr. That shit mesmerized
Oh, I
me.
know. I remember way back when I like first mentioned giant robots on the show, you brought up Frankenstein Jr.
Oh,
I
forgot about
that. You're like, yeah, that's totally my favorite anime robot, man.
It really is, though. Frankenstein Jr. is fucking amazing. He's a giant robot that looks vaguely like the Frankenstein monster, and the kid who controls him decides to call him Frankenstein Jr. I mean,
There's wacky.
what
yeah.
else do you fucking want? I also love how Johnny Quest, a child, is holding a gun. Like, that's great. That's good fun for the kids.
Like, because fuck you, this is old school Hanna Barbera.
Yeah, that's true. Children got to handle guns back in the day.
Where Race Bannon was able to, watch over the Quest family and take them on dangerous situations fighting mummies and those savage natives.
Did you ever see the episode of Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, where fucking Johnny Quest's dad... where Bannon fucking sues Johnny Quest's dad and, like, for custody of Johnny and fucking, what's the terrible kid's name?
I don't know, Mati, whatever.
Okay, that's racist against yourself, but cool.
Yeah, you see, I'm Latino, so I can make that joke. I can
make that's fine.
I'm allowed to make a self-deprecating joke according to the rules of our culture.
I do it just because I don't care. No, but yeah. So I don't remember what I was saying.
But I showed you Wacky Raceland.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I want to see that.
Oh yes, the Wacky Races. Andres, will Jimmy Vollmer be participating in these Wacky Races?
Wow, that is some metal-ass looking fucking Wacky Racing going on there. Obviously, it's supposed to be a parody of Mad Max, though, clearly.
But with Wacky Races. All I'm saying is that
Mad Max, just...
All I'm saying is I'm going to be pretty pissed that there's no Dick Dastardly and Muttley.
Isn't that... He's probably like the Immortan Joe. That's probably... Because
yeah.
obviously they're really pushing that Mad Max parody, so I imagine it'll like the first story arc will probably just be a parody of Fury Road, so I imagine he'll be like the Immortan Joe.
Like,
and,
like Dick Dastardly, he is like the master of the wacky races,
so
and the young protagonists have to take him down for the newest race.
That's fine as long as he has Muttley, and Muttley does the laugh where he goes.
Shit, yeah. What's her name?
Yeah, that fucking.
Would you guys stop jerking off at the podcast? It's really weird. But
it's the only time I jerk off.
It's the only thing that gets it up. Anyway. So I imagine that's what they'll do. I'm just wondering if Penelope...
Come here, Shaggy.
Oh, God. If Penelope Pitstop will be the Max or the Furiosa.
The Furiosa. Oh, she's definitely going to be the Furiosa.
But she's more like a Mad Max. But she's more like Max in the show, though, where it's like she just kind of dropped in and just kind of gets chased around for a while. I mean, that's what happens to Max.
I really want to watch some Wacky Races now.
I really want to watch Fury Road again. I don't know. What do you guys think? So who's the Max then?
I have no idea because I haven't watched Wacky Races in fucking forever. I don't even know anyone outside of Penelope and Dick Dastardly.
Isn't Captain Caveman in it?
Well, yeah, because they're all characters from other shows. It's not like they're all well, some of them are originals, but most of them are characters from other shows. You have Captain Caveman. Who's the pirate one? There's a ghost. The Funky Phantom is one. Hold
on, I'm gonna pull up a character
Speed
list.
Buggy's one. I think. Speed
I remember Speed Buggy. I used to watch him all the time.
Yeah, his.
And to burn some rubber.
All right,
I remember that time he met.
I believe in you. Well, I think that's Speed. That might be Speed Buggy actually on the promotional image you sent me, Andres, because look at the car on the right that's driving into frame. It's got a face on it, kind of. I mean, they all kind of have faces on them, but I mean, that one looks more like the Speed Buggy car.
I don't know. He doesn't look like a buggy to me.
It's longer. It's more like a dragster, but just to me, that looks the most. I think that might be him.
The characters from Wacky Races are the Slag Brothers, who are the cavemen, the Gruesome Twosome, Professor Pat Pending, Red Max,
I'm loving these names,
Penelope Pitstop, Sergeant Blast and Private Meekly, the Anthill Mob, Larry, Luke, and Blubber Bear.
These really do sound like Mad Max characters.
Peter Perfect, who is that long-ass drag car that you see there in the promotional art. Rufus Roughcut and Sawtooth.
Wow, these are way more. They do. It literally just sounds like Mad Max.
Sawtooth the Beaver, by the way. And, of course, those all-encompassing no-good do-gooders, Dig Dastardly and Muttley.
Right. Alright, that's interesting, though.
Sergeant
I'm
Blast
down.
would be really cool in a fucking Mad Max-style comic, because he's just driving a tank. It's like a tank with a tractor attached to the front, but it's a fucking tank. I'm trying to figure out who all these people are in this promotional art. So the big one at the back is definitely the Anthill Mob. Okay, and then the long, overcompensating for a small penis car is definitely Peter Perfect. And then the last one, that's Penelope Pitstop.
Okay.
Needs more Dig Dastardly and Muttley.
Maybe he'll be like some grand reveal by the end of issue 1.
Maybe.
Let's see. So that's going to be coming out. So DC's resurrecting a bunch of old school Hanna Barbera characters that haven't been used in like ever. And yeah, there we go. And people are bitching about Scooby Apocalypse. That's basically that news for today. Let's see. The next news point. Next news.
You guys moved on without me. What a bunch of pieces of shit you are. Sorry.
The next piece of news yeah, go ahead.
I had a phone message I had to look at that scared me. Anyway.
Breaking news.
Okay.
Bill has phone message. Alert the presses. No.
The next piece of news I wanted to bring up was a game that I mentioned like years ago. Back in 2013, I talked about how there was this Kickstarter going on for a game called Mighty No. 9. Mighty No. 9 was headed by the creator of Mega Man, and because the creator of Mega Man, he left Capcom, and he's like, hey, I want to make up my own spiritual successor to Mega Man, so he created Mighty No. 9, which is like bootleg Mega Man, and that was 2013, and it's recently been reported that the game, after numerous issues, is being delayed for the third time. It was originally going to come out in April 2015, then it was delayed to September 2015, then delayed to February 2016, now delayed to spring 2016, all because of this really ridiculous online mode that they've been trying to implement into the game that no one asked for, because again, this is a Mega Man-esque game. Why do you need online for in the first place? And the fact that this is a game that's going to be spread across 10 different console releases, like PS4, PS3, PC, Xbox, 3DS, Wii U, whatever. So if you're going to have an online mode for all 10 versions of the game, it's going to be a really complicated process to set up all those servers and whatnot.
I'm looking at some images. It looks like it could be a pretty kick-ass game. Why do they need an online mode?
I don't know. It's like it's Mega Man. All you do is run, jump, and shoot. How complicated could it be?
It looks like Mega Man, but due to international copyright laws, it's not.
Exactly. It's bootleg Mega Man. So yeah, fans are the game has been losing a lot of traction ever since it was.
Once again, people are pissed.
Yeah, people are pissed, especially for fans who have been waiting for this game ever since they supported it back in 2013. And it's really sad because back in 2013...
Doesn't that sum up all of the news? Like, couldn't we just say people are pissed? All right, end of show. Right.
That's what I made. That's why I made the joke. I was like, once again, people are pissed.
Yeah, and like the thing is, back in 2013, when the Kickstarter campaign was up, it was hailed and regarded as one of the greatest Kickstarter campaigns ever, and one of the most successful because it raised $3.8 million. Because at the time, Mega Man fans were angry at Capcom for canceling a bunch of Mega Man games. They're like, hey, this is our saving grace for us. Cut to like 3 years later, there's still no fucking game. Even the Mega Man creator, he tried to put up a second Kickstarter campaign for another game he wanted to work on. That was also another different kind of Mega Man spiritual successor. But everyone was like, dude, where's our first game? You can't ask for money for the second game when you haven't even given us a return on our investment. And so again, like, it's a lot of shady dealings going on, and the game's been losing a lot of traction. What used to be heralded as one of the best examples of Kickstarter has now become kind of a joke within the Mega Man community. And so people are like, just release it already so we can be disappointed already.
Yeah, because it's probably going to be a disappointment after all this hype. Like, there's no way it could live up now,
Game is being pushed back. I don't know. It's not always a bad sign. Arkham Knight was pushed back, and not that's like a perfect.
But 3 times, Bill.
Not 3 times. It was pushed back once, but even that was not a perfect game. And there were certainly issues with that story-wise that might have had
was it Metal Gear 5 pushed back, or they just didn't announce the release date?
I'm not sure. I never followed the development of
maybe
MGS5.
It did take them 7 years to put out another one. So
the damn game is still not finished.
Wait, Phantom Pain isn't? But
no, it's out.
Wait, have you finished the game, Bill?
I have never even played. I have no interest.
Okay, basically,
I've only passed the part where you rescue. When you rescue. Fuck, what's the sunglasses guy again?
Kazuhira.
David
Miller.
What?
Kazuhira
Miller. Yeah, I just rescued Miller.
Barely. Okay, spoilers.
Yes,
I will not spoil
I've
the game.
been playing Destiny. I've been playing Destiny all this time.
I've been trying not to kill myself, so that's the game I've been playing.
The game of life.
The game of life, yeah.
I've been drinking things and slipping into a general state of malaise.
The other part. Do the other part to try not to do the other part.
Okay, so I guess since we're talking about Kickstarter, let's talk about another Kickstarter disaster. This is
getting real sad.
Yeah, this is one that's really connected to all of us, considering it's a big part of the kaiju community. So, a while back, there was this Kickstarter. I believe it was in 2014, I want to say, for an independent documentary called Kaiju Gaiden. And with Kaiju Gaiden, there was this documentary. What?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it wasn't 2015. Huh?
I'm sorry, there's a delay between us now again.
Now going to our Mexican correspondent, Andres Perez.
No, what I was just going to say was it probably was 2013 just because it was pretty well on its way at G-Fest 2014. So
yeah, I remember we were all pretty excited about it.
But I'm just saying it was pretty, they had pretty much gotten most of the stuff started at least. I'm presuming it had to be a little bit before that, maybe 2013.
Yeah.
I assumed they had probably already were editing it, but apparently not.
No.
That definitely doesn't seem to be the case.
So supposedly, all of the footage, after they got, I think they raised about roughly over $300,000 on, or maybe, I think it was over 300,000 or 30,000. I'm not sure with my digits here because again, I am poorly prepared because I'm an asshole.
300,000 sounds a lot more likely. 30,000 is not enough to make a movie.
And so it was 2015. It was January 2015 that they kind of wrapped up the shooting shooting schedule over in Japan. They got all the interviews ready, and so now came the time to edit all that stuff together. And I'm looking at the Kickstarter campaign right now, and they raised $30,591 for Kaiju Gaiden. And
I was about to say, you can make a movie on $30,000. I don't know what the fuck I was saying.
And so after...
Stop accepting my challenges, goddammit! You're gonna get someone killed.
And on the movie,
an entire year has gone by, and really the people behind Kaiju Gaiden, specifically an individual by the name of David Hall, who was put in charge of editing this product, has nothing to show for it outside of a poorly edited, it looks very rushed trailer for Kaiju Gaiden, which was uploaded in early January, I want to say. At which point, the other person in charge of Kaiju Gaiden, Mark, I forgot his name. Do you remember, Dylan? Or Bill?
Jaramillo?
I believe that's the name.
Potentially less wrong than what I would say. So yeah, let's go with that
Jaramillo.
one.
Yeah, I found it. Yeah, Mark Jaramillo. He was the other guy who was in charge of Kaiju Gaiden. He decided to cut David Hall from the Kaiju Gaiden production after talking through it with everyone else everyone else associated with the project, including all the people that they interviewed, and all the people that they interviewed agreed not to. Decided to not give David Hall the rights to use any of their likeness. If David Hall's wished to do something else with all that footage. And so David Hall, it's really interesting because it's all happened on Facebook, and David Hall is like, wait a minute, guys, I didn't, I'm still working hard on it, and he keeps on coming up with excuses, saying that, the music guy was the person who is not who is at fault because he's not providing music for the.
And the music guy wrote
and he was like,
the music guy wrote
no.
a fucking like scathing essay all about how this guy's a fucking asshole. Like
he was like,
Yeah, he had like evidence, he had screenshots. He's like, listen, here's the thing. I'm a professional when it comes to composing music, so I wanted these guys to sign a contract legally stating that they were going to pay me no matter what. And Mark Jaramillo was like, totally, yes. Do not work for us. Do not work on the music until you've signed. Both of us signed the contract. And David Hull, he all he had to do was just like click a button just to agree to the legally binding contract. But he kept avoiding the contract, and he kept telling what was it? John DeSantis, the music composer, was like, "Dude, you're gonna have to take a chance with us. You have to pay us. I mean, not pay us. You have to make music for us. You're gonna have to risk not getting paid." And it's like he's trying
to take a chance.
We are making
all this
unnecessary
Hollywood
effort to avoid paying. He's like doing everything to avoid having to pay this guy, and he keeps blaming John DeSantis, even though John DeSantis is like, listen, all you got to do is agree to pay me, and I will provide you the music. That was our agreement from the beginning. And
that's how most civilized business transactions tend to play out.
That's how commerce works in this country.
Because listen, let's talk about that other mindset though for a second. Let's talk about the you gotta take a chance mindset. Not on a fucking fan film documentary.
No,
not on something that's not like the music is not what people are gonna really remember about this documentary. The documentary probably, as good as it may or may not be, it's all about what it's featuring. It's all about what it's about. It's all about this weird history of fan films about tokusatsu movies. And that's what people are going to take away from it. So the whole mindset of like, oh, you got to take a chance. We're going to make it big, man. Your music's going to be like legendary. It's like, no, that's not what this is. Like exactly. You don't just take a chance on something like that without any good reason to. It's also like, who is this David Hall guy? What has he done before this? What reasons would John DeSantis have to take a chance?
Well, and at first the guy was just like, he tried to play it off like I'm not satisfied with the contract, and so they like renegotiated it, and that's fine. You can object to the contract.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you don't like a contract, you should not sign it.
But as time draws on, it just becomes apparent that he has no intention of signing anything, and it's like
Yeah, after all, they've been going through this whole thing since January 2015. And again, there's nothing to show for it, and David Hall was in charge of all the money. Mark Jaramillo hasn't seen a single cent of it, and he himself put in $5,000. Oh yeah, and David Hall tries to belittle Mark Jaramillo's involvement of saying, David Hall was like, I wrote this, I directed this, I produced this. All Mark did was, he spent $3,800 in Japan on food and stuff, and he also donated $5,000 on the Kickstarter, so nothing big. He only put in like $8,800 of his own money in this, but I wrote and directed and produced this.
Like how he uses all those words in the past.
Fucking idea.
Like how he uses all those words in the past tense when apparently he hasn't done shit.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he actually had to film the interviews, but I mean, in terms of
it doesn't sound like it.
In terms of what he's supposed to have been doing since then, it's like if you've done all this shit, where is it? Fucking.
He mentioned how, like, in his post, let's see, I'm looking at the Kickstarter page right now. It was January 20th that he made his statement, like, trying to place the blame on John DeSantis. And he was also bringing up Mark Jaramillo's personal shit, saying, like, Mark was going through all this personal stuff, so I, of the goodwill of my heart, decided to take it upon myself to edit and do all the work when it comes to editing this movie, putting this movie together. I'm like, dude, you don't put that dude's personal life out there.
Absolutely not. It's extremely unprofessional, and it immediately tells everybody that you're grasping for straws, that you had to make a personal attack to make your point.
No.
That's what immediately makes you go, okay, this guy clearly is wrong in this situation because he had to go to personal attacks to make his point known. So
and he also said,
I haven't been following the situation since the last time that we.
How can he possibly still be involved?
The last time that we spoke
now?
about it, I haven't talked. I haven't followed the situation since then, so I don't know if anything's changed. But at the time, I know I read a very long Facebook post by Martin Jaramillo, and at the time it seemed like anybody who had donated to the Kickstarter was pretty much fucked, because this David Hall guy has made no effort to deliver on anything that he was supposed to give to the people who gave patronage, and he also was at the time that I read this, was refusing to give Mark Jaramillo a list of names of people who had donated, so Mark couldn't even fulfill those obligations if he wanted to, because basically what happened was Mark trusted this asshole entirely too much and put way too much in his hands, so the Kickstart campaign was in his name, and he fucking luckily Mark does have all of the footage, so he could pick up and keep going from here, but
and have to finance the movie himself when it comes to editing and producing and all that stuff.
Oh man, that's just a fucking nightmare and a half. So,
yeah, he mentioned.
So what I was gonna say was, what's the state of things now? I mean, Dave Hall can't possibly still be involved on any level, can he?
David Hall. Let's see, what did he say? I'm looking at it. He said he was going to.
Because I remember he's like, "Oh, I'll power through and I'm going to make it." I'm like, "But you can't. It's not your movie. You didn't."
And you don't have you no longer have the consent to use the footage with those filmmakers.
Yeah. So.
Game over, man.
Who has the rights to Kaiju Gaiden? Mark, right?
Pretty sure it's Mark.
Technically, David Hall, because the Kickstarter campaign is under his name and his production company.
Oh no! So technically, he does own the movie then.
They might have to rename.
And then he mentioned possibly.
That's definitely. You know what? That's almost definite then.
Yeah, it's probably gonna.
They're almost definitely gonna have to rename it then.
Gonna have to call it Kaiju something else.
All of the promotional material that they have has to be thrown out.
Yeah. Which is a shame because Matt Frank drew some great shit.
And Jeff Zornow, who did that collaboration with all those monsters.
Yeah, that was good too.
That was really cool.
And
I'm a little bit confused now.
And what was it? David Hall. He also mentioned how he was going to make a post sharing the financial costs so he can show people where all that money was going, and he was going to supposedly air more dirty laundry on Chris and John. Chris being one of the major producers of the production, but ever since that January 20th post. Ever since he made that poorly written post defending himself, he has explained jack shit since January 20th. He did not make a follow-up post, and ever since John DeSantis showed this big old document showing every single legal step he took when it comes to his dealing with David Hall has kind of shut up David Hall and kind of knocked down every one of his arguments, but with that concrete proof saying, here, this is what happened. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, cover your ass when it comes to doing business with people.
Yeah, well done, Mr. DeSantis. Fucking my hero. Fucking shut that bastard up, Jesus.
Fucking people up with the power of honesty.
Anybody whose last name.
If we ever go into that business deal.
Anybody with
Kickstarter?
Is
no, the
the contract.
Yeah.
Every time I hear his name, I think of
Legion now.
Every time I hear his name, I think of Dino De Laurentiis, which is not even kind of the same person.
Oh, did we officially change Toho Nation's name? I have been.
I'm looking at, well, not yet. I'm gonna decide eventually when the comments die down. But looking at the votes, it seems like Tokusatsu Legion is the most commented of the suggestions.
Thank fucking God.
Wouldn't it sound better though if we shortened it to just Toku Legion?
Yeah, I agree. I'm with that. I'm
contemplating that. I was gonna ask, should we go to Toku Legion or Tokusatsu Legion?
I think Toku Legion sounds better.
I was kind of sad that more votes didn't go to Pseudomation Nation because I like the
I don't even think I saw that one. Okay, well, maybe I didn't. I was like, I see, because I looked at it at work, so I was kind of just...
The only thing was, I read
skimming.
I read that one and I liked it because it rhymed, but at the same time I was like, well, that excludes non-Pseudomation kaiju shit. And, we have cartoon shit.
That's. But I also made my choices based on stuff that pretty much includes all science fiction and fantasy, because that's kind of what we're at now.
One of the suggestions was Sci-Fi Nation, and I was like, that has the opposite problem, because
that's not specific enough. Yeah, Tokusatsu still implies connections to Godzilla and Gamera and Toho and all that.
Because the whole reason the whole reason we wanted to change the name was that Toho Nation was too vague, or not too vague, too specific. Sci-Fi Nation is too vague. It's just the opposite problem.
Absolutely. And I'm pretty sure Sci-Fi Nation is a fucking thing.
Probably. I'm sure.
And Toku Legion is not?
I don't know.
Or Tokusatsu Legion even?
Somebody should probably.
Did you guys not check that?
No.
Somebody should probably.
God damn it!
I checked right now. Tokusatsu Legion or Toku Legion are not a thing on Facebook.
Oh, okay, fantastic, cool. Even if Tokusatsu Legion was a thing, we couldn't get away with Toku Legion. Those fuckers would be on us in a heartbeat.
Well, we are many. Actually, we are many. Wow.
No, Toho Nation could probably fuck anybody up who fucks with us. We have a large group membership.
There
which
are
is
5,000.
Are we greater are we now greater than that original group you guys made?
Oh, we're well beyond that point.
Can somebody explain to me why we have 5,018 members, and I only ever see like the same 5 people posting shit?
Well, you gotta remember, a lot of these people are also really pissed that the group is what it is. That a lot of people don't really care for the fact that it is so open and there's so much shit going on and it's so big and everything. So a lot of people don't post, and I'm one of them. I only post very occasionally. Usually it's just to promote my new videos.
That's kind of another reason for the whole rebranding, though. You know, the new name.
No, that's the other thing. Is I think that I've always felt that it was kind of a weird name.
It was definitely weird. We had to like explain to people, like, yeah, we're called that, but we kind of like just. I'm like, wait, why are we explaining this to fucking people?
Well, you also got to remember why we created that. Why David came up with that name.
I don't remember.
Because
the original name was Godzilla Nation, and
because the original name was Godzilla Nation. Yeah, so he had to come up with something that was similar, so people knew that it was still us, even though because I don't remember why we didn't just go with the SOS fan page or whatever. But
yeah, because it was originally just supposed to be a fan page for our fans.
Sort of vaguely,
and it just evolved into like Kaiju page.
Yeah, it's become.
Hey, you guys, we could have changed it to Kaiju page.
Sound arrogant. I don't want to make you sound arrogant, but it has become one of the major Godzilla fan pages on Facebook. I mean, we were mentioned in one of the Facebook news stories recently when Godzilla Resurgence leaked, or the photos leaked. So
really,
yeah,
you did. I definitely told those two that. Yeah, we were mentioned when you clicked on the trending link for Godzilla Resurgence. We were mentioned as the group where the pictures were leaked, which I don't think is true. But that's.
I don't think it might be true. I think it was Gomaru Island or whatever that.
Everything leaks. Everything leaks on fucking Gormaru Island or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, but I think that I heard because I asked Kyle about it too, because he said that Toho Nation was the first place he saw it. That like somebody commented on a post with the pictures, and that's how it all started. Who knows? I wasn't paying attention. I was probably doing what I usually do.
Smoking weed.
All I know is that our power.
So now I gotta cut that part out. Thanks, Dave.
All I know is that our.
No one listens to this.
No, it's fine. I'll just leave it in.
All I know is that
he's kidding.
Our power.
The government is listening.
The fan community is growing.
Indeed. Anyway.
Yeah, David Hall is an asshole.
Yeah, certainly.
And it's going to take longer for us to watch Kaiju Gaiden. But if you guys ever want to know about some of the films featured in Kaiju Gaiden, you can check out some of my older reviews if you want. Hint, plug.
Also, you can attend G-Fest because they always show some shit out there.
Could do that. And this year, at least they were. I don't know if it's going to happen now, but they were going to show Godzilla versus the Wolfman this coming year. So hopefully that's still a thing.
Yeah,
that's more up to the actual
different projects, really.
Yeah, but I guess that his relationship is more with Mark than it is with
Right. Same thing with Shinpei Hayashida, with him wanting to show off the third Raiga movie with Deep Sea Monster Raiga versus Lava Beast Oga.
Is David going to go to G-Fest?
I have no idea.
David Hall's that guy who was with Mark at the Kaiju Gaiden panels.
He wasn't there at last year's G-Fest, but he was there at our first G-Fest. He was the skinny guy next to Mark Jaramillo, who was the fat bearded guy. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, excuse me, guys. Anyway.
Seems like a cool
Before
guy.
I go,
Yeah.
so the consensus is that if it is Tokusatsu Legion, just Toku Legion?
Oh, back to that. Yeah, certainly. I'm all for that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think that sounds. It just rolls off the tongue a little better because it's
Toku
shorter.
Legion.
Yeah, absolutely.
To be honest,
I think
when I was
people
trying to come up with like a list of favorites, I was like, I don't know, I don't really like most of them. but
All right, well, okay, but let's play devil's advocate though, because we're gonna have to stick with this then. Toku Legion. Somebody's gonna ask, what the fuck is a Toku? It's gonna happen. We have to be prepared for that.
and then we're just gonna say it's short for fucking Tokusatsu, and it's a much simpler explanation than the one that we have to give people now. So.
Fair. I just wanted to put it out.
Even
there,
we
okay?
don't have
And
to
then
do
they'll
that.
say-
Somebody
and then
else
they'll
will
say-
come in and say, "Oh, it's Tokusatsu."
And then
Yeah,
somebody, and then they'll say, "Duh, what's Tokuwatsu?" And we'll be like, "Fucking shit."
Don't. Wow, you're a dickhead. That was years ago. God damn it.
Yeah, like
I was a small child. I was in high school.
I'm just
actually,
saying that
technically,
there
you are
are people
smaller
out there-
now than you were back then, Bill.
I'm just saying there are people out there.
What do you mean? I'm not.
You're
you mean,
slimmer.
wait, what?
I'm just saying
You're
there are
slimmer.
people out there who will ask that question. They're of the same crowd who think Guillermo del Toro invented the word kaiju. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Am I slimmer, really?
You mentioned you mentioned it.
I think I look slimmer than I did like a year ago or 2 years ago, but not as far back as when I did.
I know the first time I met you in person.
Sometimes because that's when I did Godzilla Palooza. So because I think back then I was still relatively not a fucking massive human large.
I know when I met you in person the first time, you were a bit slimmer than I imagined you being.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not. And that camera doesn't do me any favors either. I mean, it's not. It's not like it shows me in my best light, but I'm not a
It
skinny
adds
man.
10 pounds, all to the head.
But I only say I'm not really slimmer just because most of the fat that I've burned off is slowly transformed into muscle. So
Slowly transforms.
slowly, it's weird. I can't really call myself fat anymore, and I don't like that. I feel like I've lost. It's almost like
You've lost your identity.
no, I feel like I've lost. No, I've lost the ability to make fat jokes or not lost. I'm still gonna do it.
Andres, was it in that new Tom Segura special where it was like, I just think fat people are just objectively better people, you know?
I don't know. He mentioned how he
was
wished.
it
I don't remember him mentioning that.
Was it
No,
him
no,
that
he,
said
no, no.
that?
In the new
I
one, he wished that
watched-
he was. He wished
I
he
watched
wasn't
a
fat so
shit
he
ton.
can. He wished that he wasn't fat so that he can make fun of fatter people because
You know
he was
what?
like,
Right.
hey, fat ass. Actually, you're fatter than him. Aww.
You should want his body.
You know what? You know what? I think it was a different fat guy. I watched a bunch of stand-up comedy a week or two ago. It was a different fat guy, and he went on this tirade about how fat people are better people because good-looking people have never had to hate themselves.
That's not true, by the way. A lot of good-looking people really do hate themselves.
Well, not for the same reason.
Absolutely. Anyway, but Dave, I know you want to get going, so.
Yeah, so I guess
Get the
Toku
fuck
Legion
out.
if it comes down to it.
Toku Legion is the new name of Toho Nation. That's gonna take some getting used to. You guys are gonna have to hammer that into me.
Well, I
'cause I'm
mean,
gonna keep going. Toho Nation, Toho Nation, Toho Nation.
Well, the other, I really wish that Toku Nation hadn't been taken. That was the best possible option.
No, I think Toku Legion sounds even better. I certainly get what you're saying. It's the branding thing because we already had Godzilla and Toho Nation, but I think that Toku Legion sounds better to me. Because to me, Toku Nation sounds too similar to Toho Nation. It sounds like I know it's the same thing. I know it's a rename.
It's just a slight change. What I liked about it was a slight change, so it would be easy to get used to. The initials.
No, that's fair.
The initials
That's
were
fair.
the same. There was the same number of syllables, and it was just enough of a change to where we wouldn't get sued.
Exactly.
Which is, of course,
Because that's the other concern is that we're slowly moving towards we might want to do shit with these podcasts and with that page. So
Yeah, I don't want to get into what we're planning on doing, but there are reasons legally that
there are legal reasons that we have to start changing things. I'm starting to get concerned about the name Sons of Serizawa. I think we should be able to get away with it.
Yeah, because Serizawa is just a
It's
normal
also-
name.
it is
yeah.
technically just like
There
that.
is no trademark on Serizawa?
Technically, but we also could, and also
Shit,
we
you
could
guys,
also.
they never trademarked Serizawa. We can copyright that shit.
but Warner Brothers probably did though.
We own your character, bitch.
But also the iconography and everything, we can't obviously.
They can't own an eye patch. They can't own a simple eye patch.
I've always thought of doing like a very simplified like James Bickey-esque like logo or icon.
Yeah.
Where you just have something similar to my channel mascot, where it's just like a blank face with an eye patch on it.
I think that's probably what we're gonna have to do one day. Yeah.
Like what that fan art that Biggie made like a year ago, just like rather than showing a photo an actual photo of Serizawa's face, just like simplify it further.
Yeah, like almost, you guys know the art style from like the Incredibles opening credits, make it look like that. Anyway, so Toku Legion it is then.
Well, people are still voting, aren't they? Then we have to. Well, what's the second most popular? What's the second most popular, David?
Believe it or not, Pulp Toku or Toku SOS. Honestly, really? I don't know because I have.
Do you guys hear my suggestion to change it to Pop Toku if we go with that one? Or I know we're probably not, but even if we did, I think Pop Toku sounds better than Pulp Toku.
It's just obviously taking the Tarantino movie and putting the word Toku in it. Yeah. It's so stupid.
That's why I'm saying Pop Toku is better. It also makes more sense because of how fucking pop culture centered the whole thing is. Like every time a news story comes out, it gets put on there. So
Pop Toku Pop, huh?
That's not bad.
Toku SOS is also popular so far.
Toku SOS is also good. For different reasons.
What does the SOS stand for? It's like, help, get me out of the fucking group. What did I do?
Well, no, because it doesn't. I don't think it has to stand for anything. I think it's supposed to stand for just
same old shit.
For Tokyo SOS, and also the fact that it's run by the Sons of Serizawa.
Toku R Us is also pretty popular.
Yes! My personal favorite. That was my second choice.
Damn it.
I hope that one doesn't win, though. I don't really.
It looks like Toku Legion.
People only like that one because I like that one. I think I'm kidding.
It looks like Toku Legion is winning so far. It has most votes.
How much does it have?
God damn it! Now I gotta count it.
5 as opposed to like 3.
You know, you could have actually created. You know, you could have actually created a poll instead of just listing.
Why didn't you just make a poll?
I tried to find a way, but
David, at the top of the page where you write a new post, there are like options. It says write post, add photo/video, create poll, and add file. You see what I'm talking about?
God damn it! It's because I'm using my phone, and it doesn't show up.
Why would you use your phone?
To create a poll?
Don't have all the options.
To create a poll, David?
Yeah.
No, you can't.
Here's the only thing that pops up when I try to write a post on that page. It says photo, video, tag friends, check in, or activity.
Well, for future reference, if you want to make a poll, do it on a fucking laptop like a man.
God damn it!
Like a man.
To create poll.
Dylan, stop quoting frickin' what's his name? What's the father from F is for Family?
I haven't even
Bill
watched
Burr.
that
Just say
show.
call him Bill Burr.
I haven't even watched that show yet. I want to.
I thought you had.
I haven't yet. No. Andres is what I need to. I had absolutely.
It's only 6 episodes.
It's really, really.
I had absolutely no.
You will fucking love it. It is literally a show that is made for you.
Yeah.
I
had no interest in it whatsoever until Andres told me it was made by Bill Burr, and I was like, well, fuck it.
No, but Dylan, it is so your outlook on the world.
That's why
I was watching.
That's why I love Bill Burr.
Yeah, like I was watching and I was just like, I swear to God, this show is literally like it was made by Dylan.
I am essentially Bill Burr with Jim Gaffigan's eating habits.
It's perfect. It's also got a really good like story structure. Like it's got good continuity and everything, and it's nice to see shows like that don't really need continuity using it because of the venue in which it's being shown, the streaming, binge watching sort of way it's done.
Comedians just make good shows. Fucking Louis.
They do. They should hire him to do more writing because that's what they're fucking good at.
Fucking Louis. The Gaffigan show is a little bit more silly than something like Louis, but it's up his alley.
Son of a bitch! There it is. Create poll.
Yeah.
Should I just create poll right now and delete the original post?
No.
How far along is
that? Would be ridiculous now because
so far there's 38 comments, but
don't.
I'll leave that shit because people will also be pissed.
Oh God.
People get furious at us whenever we delete anything. So even if it's something that like everybody hates,
the only time you should delete that is if you're going to make a new pin post announcing the winner. and find out who suggested it first, and find out if they want to shout out, because I kind of...
I was supposed to go like 38 minutes ago.
Yeah, you really should have been gone like an hour ago. So get the fuck out! What are you doing?
Leave,
Right.
David. Just a little red button. You just gotta push it.
Just get out of here, you stupid, dumb animal!
All right. Fine. Bye.
All right, Dave.
Night.
Bye.
All right. That was David Joshua Hernandez.
Awesome.
Man, and that's the best way you can describe him. Anyway, so on to the next news story.
David Grizzard Hernandez. Bill. David Grizzard is his name.
My bad. Excuse me. I forgot.
So the
Or Joshua.
Joshua.
Joshua. I'm naming my kid Joshua.
Hernandez.
David Joshua Hernandez.
Hernandez.
It's like
also
David's
known
like
aka Grizzard.
That's like the Bizarro David. Oh man. Andres, next news story.
The final news story I had involves something that occurred last week, in which the entire YouTube community went crazy over. That was the Fine Brothers announcement of making this sort of pseudo network partnership program called React World. Now, if you've never heard of the Fine Brothers, you've probably come across their work. They're the people made those popular React videos where it's like, kids react to this, teens react to this.
You've seen their videos, trust
my,
me, even if you don't like them or know them.
My favorites from among what they've done is when they do the elders reacts, because those old people are fucking hilarious.
No, I like the kids react to what was it? What was the one? It was kids react to fucking.
They did one. They did one.
There was a whole bunch. This one they reacted to the Power Rangers. That was funny, and they were really just fucking blown away by the violence. That was pretty funny.
They did one back in 2014. It was like elders react to the new Godzilla trailer. And
I saw that too.
Yeah.
Well, basically, they're super popular, and they had like over 14 million subscribers. They're one of the biggest, most successful people on YouTube.
Yeah.
And they wanted more money. Because over the last year, I want to say...
too.
Same. Reaction videos had become increasingly popular. Just people just stand in front of their webcam, watch an entire video, and barely commentate over it. And they've kind of gotten an infamous reputation for just...
Bill did that with Ultraman.
Well, at least we didn't show the actual video on hand, and we actually did we talked throughout the whole thing.
We also planned on showing the video, though.
Even still,
anyway.
they're like... It's not like we dedicate our channel to reaction videos, but there are people like Jinx who do exactly that. Their whole thing revolves around reaction videos. But basically, the Fine Brothers, they're like, hey, we can't let other people do like their own reaction videos. So they decided to like copyright, they attempted to trademark the term react, the word react, as well as try to trademark all their shows. They wanted to trademark their format, even though their format isn't really anything unique or special, really. And they want to make a monopoly on reaction videos by saying, hey, if you want to make reaction videos, you have to join React World so that we can get a cut of your profits, and you don't get any benefits whatsoever.
Go back let's just go back one step. So they try, because I only learned about this through the memes. I haven't really looked into this at all because I don't really care about them.
Okay,
so they tried to trademark the word react. Now, I heard them later kind of go off on, like, I heard that they said that they were misinterpreted, that's not what they tried to do.
Well, there
are legal documents that were uncovered.
There's sort of multiple parts to what they were doing, because yes, there is the whole legal document showing that they were trying to trademark that word, but at the same time, they're also doing this, like, weird network thing, and they try to play it off as, like, you're licensing to use our format, and I'm like... Most of these React videos don't even use...
What format is there? You just stand in front of a screen.
But what's the format,
most of the React videos...
Here's
the thing, though. Most of the React videos on YouTube do not use the same format as the Fine Brothers. The Fine Brothers' whole shtick is we're going to show other people a video, and then we're going to interview them about it afterwards.
That's like somebody trying to trademark the science fiction genre to me. Because it's a genre of video. It's not a video. No, it's not like a series of videos.
It would be like if Oprah was like, I am the grand queen of all talk shows, which she sort of is, and anyone who uses the talk show format must now pay me millions of dollars. Like,
absolutely, it's complete crap. It's not their format. They also didn't fucking create it, even if they think they did.
Like there are throughout the history of entertainment, there have been people who would make entertainment based off people's natural reactions to things, like. Bill Cosby, kids say the darndest things. MTV, when they were showing old people rap music videos. Fucking those 2 Girls, 1 Cup reaction videos from 2007.
Yeah, they absolutely... I mean, the 2 Girls, 1 Cup thing is probably the thing that made it as popular as it is, and that was before their time, wasn't it? They didn't come around until, what, 2009, 2010?
No, 2010 was when they first came out.
Every time there was a highly anticipated movie.
That's so far into YouTube's fucking history. Wow, really, fuck them for trying to trademark that.
Yeah, and so
that's half its lifespan.
Also, here's the thing: the term "react" is just like a word in the English language.
That's the other thing. It's a fucking word.
You can't just buy a word.
Trademarking breathing.
It just they cannot possibly do this and not expect it to be. Even if they have the reasons for doing this that aren't greedy or whatever, even if they are greedy, whatever the reason is, they should not be surprised or have a problem with the fact that people are never, ever going to take them seriously again.
This is not how the copyright thing works. The people who own the musical Grease do not own the word Grease.
I got to find out how many subscribers they lost, because they definitely lost subscribers.
There was this somebody made this page that showed, like, in real time them losing subscribers, and it was going down within the first couple days. Nowadays, the subscribers are still trickling down, but they went from, like, 14,018,000 to, like, 13,600,000. So they've lost, like, around 400,000 subscribers.
I know one of my suggested.
Wow.
I know one of my suggested videos, because this Fine Brothers shit has just been exploding everywhere. One of the suggested videos that popped up in my feed was like a picture of them, and the title of it was "How to Lose 100,000 Subscribers in One Day." I was like, Jesus.
They lost 1 million now. It looks like, because they're down to 13,617,350.
Here's a link if either of you guys haven't found it. But yeah, you can just see for yourself all those subscribers dwindling away. There goes another one.
That's awesome.
There goes another one right now.
See,
that's really funny.
There goes another one. And it went faster within the first couple of days.
I can't even find the video. Did they delete it? Did they delete the video?
They deleted both their videos, so I'm sure someone's already uploaded them.
And it's sad because it's sad because whether you liked them or not, you couldn't deny that they were one of the most reliable channels in terms of putting out content on a regular basis. Like
absolutely.
They like advertising.
I liked them prior to this.
They release videos 4 times a week, and that's like part of their thing. It's like they had the work ethic and everything, and it's like they just fuck.
They're also quality videos. It's not the bullshit that fucking I put out or any of us put out.
Or any other like reaction videos. Which, again, it's just some dude staring at a computer screen.
Absolutely, they're high quality production.
Here's the question.
Yeah. There's some editing involved.
Here's the question that I think is sort of the elephant in the room. Will this prevent you from watching any of their videos in the future?
Yeah, probably.
I was never even a big avid follower of them in the first place.
No, I haven't watched any of their videos.
No, it's like, I think we were all just sort of casually, like, if we seen one pop.
No, I've never been a diehard Fine Brothers viewer.
Right now, I'm looking at their page, their recent videos, and one of them is Elders React to D's Nuts, and I'm like, okay, that's interesting.
I'm not going to watch it, though, just because it's like, I can't take their work seriously now, because they're fucking idiots. I might watch one in the future.
Yeah.
Just if it becomes like culturally relevant or whatever, but what I mean is at the moment I have no interest in their work because of that. I have no interest to sit down and watch their work if I know these are the people that tried to trademark the word react.
If I want to watch some elders,
they want to
watch some elders react to these nuts, I'll just find some elders and show them these nuts.
Oh my god!
And the fact that they wanted money. They wanted to make money off of anyone else making reaction videos, claiming that they're caught ripping them off. Also, people uncovered months back that the Fine Brothers attempted to attack Ellen DeGeneres because she was trying to do a similar thing by showing kids older technology, and they tweeted all their fans saying, "Oh, you guys have to tell Ellen to not rip us off." And they also attended to attack
Ellen has
BuzzFeed
probably
for
never
trying to
heard
do like
of
some
these
elders
motherfuckers.
react to some.
I don't know about
Exactly,
that.
yeah.
She probably no, she probably has. They're very famous, man.
No, but
I-
Ellen is like fucking.
Yeah, but you know what? You guys also got to remember, we don't live in a world anymore where the internet is ignored by Hollywood and celebrity
but they're
culture. It is
they're-
relished in.
True.
Like, it's almost more famous than celebrity
But
culture.
the problem
now
is
in
there's
some
just
respects.
too many famous YouTubers at once. You can't keep up with all of them.
No, that's. I'm just saying that I don't think that it's completely out of the realm of possibility that she knows who they are.
Probably not, but I don't. I would venture so far as to say that I don't imagine that she probably does. And even
I don't think that she did it because
even if she
was
does,
like, oh, that's popular.
even if she does know who they are, the chances that what happened is her seeing their video and being like, I'm going to do that on my show is
I out of the realm. That is out of the realm of possibility.
astronomical.
That's out of the realm of possibility. I really like her as a comedian, and it doesn't seem like something she would do. But more than that,
She's got bigger things on her plate. You know, she runs a fucking talk show and some other shows, and she's got a hot ass wife.
she's the talk show host now. I mean, she really is.
Yeah, she sort of replaced Oprah because Oprah was like.
She really has, absolutely. But more than that, it's also just they're not the first person to do that either. Like you guys mentioned it before. There's history of just
Kids.
Mystery Science Theater 3000.
That's a little different. That's
Okay,
more
that's more common.
I don't think you can compare them. But yeah, it's the idea is they didn't come up with it. They made it. They are exactly what the worst kind of people in these situations are. They're the person who made it popular, and now they think they own it, and they forget where they came from.
Right, and it's really stupid that they want to pull something off like this, because there have been other big companies that attempt to pull a lot of bullshit copyright stuff on YouTube, and normally they can get away with it because they're so big and the majority of their fans are not YouTubers, so they wouldn't really know about the legal ongoings that those big companies would try to attempt to do. Here, this is the Fine Brothers. They built their entire audience on the internet, so everyone's gonna know about the copyright bullshit that they would attempt to do.
Also,
I never thought that I would see an internet scandal like this that would top the whole Channel Awesome thing, but I think this
is way worse.
Yeah.
This is way
Channel Awesome.
bigger.
They're only like 200. Currently, Channel Awesome only has like 200,000 subscribers. Meanwhile, Fine Brothers, they're in the millions. They are the YouTube elite.
Also, you got to remember that Channel Awesome has been in decline, though. So they aren't at their
They've sort of been in a state of decline for a while. So
they're not at their peak popularity right now. So I think I'd be interested to see like what their numbers were in like 2011, 2012 when they were at their biggest.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Right. Nowadays, like the majority of anyone associated
back then. Now it's all shit.
I mean, Channel Awesome's. I'm not going to say they're totally a joke now, but the people who used to be really pop culturally, digital internet realm important aren't anymore. Nobody cares, you know. Like who do you hear bring up the Nostalgia Critic anymore?
I don't know.
Based on an opinion that he said or a joke.
Funny enough, like the Nostalgia Critic did have some sort of relevancy because he recently put out a video. Doug Walker put out a video in early February or late January. I texted this to you guys where a lot of YouTube channels were getting fucked over for no real reason whatsoever. Whether it's like Alex's I Hate Everything channel being like taken down completely without any warning whatsoever, only to be reinstated 24 hours later, or Channel Awesome, who like in Studio Ghibli flagged one of their Doug's review for Totoro, and because of that he lost his monetization, so he made a video complaining about how difficult it is to contact YouTube and how he hasn't been able to monetize any of his videos for 3 weeks. And so that kind of got a little buzz going when other channels started showing up saying, hey, you know, we've had this stuff happen to us recently, so what the fuck, YouTube?
So he's made himself relevant in that sense. Okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
By complaining about how he's being fucked over by a system that everyone knew everyone else was getting fucked over to begin with.
Doug Walker gaining relevancy through complaining. I never thought I'd see the day.
Never. Well, he's fucking honest for once. You know, that helped. But also, I was actually going to do a video about that, but I didn't really have enough to say. I decided not to. I probably should have.
I know. I know.
Nothing happened.
Ian made a
Nothing
video. I'm
happened
not sure if
to
you saw
our
that.
channels. Thank God, civilization can go on another day.
Well, no. Well, listen. I know that it wouldn't have been like the internet wouldn't have cried if Zazubaar had been taken down, but I certainly would have, because there are years of work that I have put into stuff that I would never be able to get back if that YouTube channel was taken down. Godzilla Palooza would be gone forever.
Here's
you know what? Okay, actually, none of this is true. All of my videos are actually onto their websites. I just realized, including Godzilla Palooza. So I'd probably be okay.
He's like, oh wait, other people.
You know what? Fuck it.
Other people have saved my work. I'm immortal.
Yeah, in that respect, certainly.
Well, that is incredibly scary. Like, if what happened to I Hate Everything could happen to any one of us, where our channels just somebody somehow bypasses the 3-strike system and just takes our entire channel down just like that. That is scary. Yeah.
I sympathize. I sympathize with that, man, because I too hate everything.
It's pretty awful, ain't it?
Yeah. Everything can just go fuck itself.
It really can, though.
Yeah, even now,
anyway.
I'm taking. I was talking with Andrew, who is like in the process of like almost finishing up my top 15 giant robots video, and we decided, since we're actually using clips throughout the entire video, that we decided to just take extra precautions to avoid copyright detection and do something that other people have done, where they try to put like a border around the copyrighted clips that they use.
Yeah.
That annoying shit. All right.
Yeah.
You can also mirror shit. That works sometimes. I've seen mirrors.
I was thinking of that too. Yeah, I'll definitely pass that on to him.
Also, if you cut it in a certain way, you can get away with things.
Maybe if you mirror it, cut it, border it, put like a weird filter over it, and
I'm thinking the filter, but then again, I feel like that might take away from the presentation.
No, Andres, just put a watermark on it. You'll be fine.
Okay.
As long as you put a watermark on it, you'll be fine.
All
you have one, right?
No, but I can just. What is it, like something that YouTube can automatically do with your videos, or?
Yeah.
No, because all it is just you literally just take the picture you have as your Skype account picture right now, put that on every single frame of the video.
Oh, okay.
And then there you go. That's your watermark.
All right.
I think YouTube can do it automatically. I just don't know how it works. I've never done it before. I probably should.
I don't know. I know on all my videos now, my channel icon pops up in the corner.
Maybe mine does. I don't know.
I'll look into that.
My videos. Not true. I have way too big of a.
I haven't made a video in so long that I don't rightly remember. But
Jesus, when was the last time you uploaded something, bro?
Jesus fuck, man. It was
top
last
15,
year.
top 10 Jew Rangers, part 1.
The first half of that fucking list.
Oh no, it's Resurrection F.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot we reviewed that.
Yeah, the fuck you know F.
Yeah, so I have uploaded something in the past year. It's all good.
The last time David uploaded anything?
Wait, he put something out not too long ago, didn't he?
I think he put up like
over on the Mayflower.
I think he put up like 2 installments of our top 10 or top 15 favorite Godzilla movies.
Okay.
You know
what pisses me off about this guy? His channels get deleted, and then I have like subscriptions, and I can't get rid of them. Just like blank subscriptions to channels that no longer exist.
Yeah, because you can't unsubscribe to them because the channels aren't there to unsubscribe to. Yeah,
wouldn't it make more?
I know that.
Wouldn't it make more sense if like YouTube just unsubscribed from it automatically, or would that make too much sense?
No, that makes too much sense. You're right. Because you can't really delete. The internet works like the real world. You can't actually delete something from existence. You just can't. There's always a residue left behind, so to speak. Part of the residue, I suppose, is the absence of the thing still remains. The blank part of the code or whatever, that it's all very complicated. Read Jurassic Park, kids. It explains wonders of technology to you.
I don't think Jurassic Park ever explained this.
Nah, but there's like a part where they're like, it's whatever. There's like a missing chunk of the code that like you can't close up, is what I mean. So anyway,
that's bullshit.
Probably.
Fun fact: while we've been talking,
I could have just made it up.
Fun fact: while we've been talking, the Fine Brothers have lost roughly about like almost 100 subscribers in the time that we've been recording.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, because right now there are a
Yeah.
million response videos all over YouTube, and what's happening is people are they're waking up and they're going to their computers and they say, "Ooh, there's a new video
Dude,
from X
look at-
YouTuber that I like," and then it's just a video bashing the Fine Brothers, and like, "Oh, unsubscribe from those fuckers." It's happening constantly.
Bill, look at
Yeah.
the live counter I posted on Skype.
Oh, I did, but I clicked away from it because I didn't care.
Oh,
No,
we'll
I'm kidding.
look back at it now. Just look at those numbers go.
Wow, they just lost. Oh, they gained one back,
But now they just lost a couple more.
Oh,
and then lost them again.
Oh,
there they
Oh my god, yeah, they just lost one. It was like 2 numbers changed. I was like, what the fuck? How long ago did this all happen?
a
I
week
feel like I'm behind-
a week ago, like last Friday.
Okay,
I
gotcha.
just found out about it like the middle of this week.
I can't watch this. I'm gonna throw up just because it keeps going back and forth and back and forth. Like I might literally puke.
Look at these numbers
He just
plummet.
lost at 4 right now.
I feel like I'm watching my stocks. Am I kidding?
I'm sure that's
That's
how
not-
the Fine Brothers are feeling right now. They're like, no.
I
You guys know I have stocks and my parents won't let me access them? I mean, I can. I just don't know how. They have to explain it to me and they
do
won't.
have no, I don't have stocks.
The only advice I know when it comes to stock is never invest in a big company because big companies have already peaked, so you can only lose money from them.
Yeah, like I think I have money in McDonald's, so it's like
The thing to do is
what am I gaining?
the thing to do is to go back in time and invest money in Apple, like in the 70s.
Well, the thing is though, it's not my money, so if I take it, like it's a fucking gain either way because I didn't spend anything. So
I don't have any stock, but I am the beneficiary on some life insurance policies. And
go massacre a few motherfuckers. All right.
So that's it for the news that I was able
All
to
right.
round up, which basically results in people either announcing shit or people fucking up shit.
what's weird is every now and then they gain one
summation-
back. Who the fuck is resubscribing and then unsubscribing?
Well, no, it's probably a new subscriber.
Or maybe it's someone who's an asshole wants to subscribe only to unsubscribe. Like, yeah!
Jesus Christ, this number's doing like the
the
fucking
cheap thrill of that. Yeah, sure.
this fucking number's doing like the Mambo. It keeps going back and forth. Oh.
That's why I couldn't look at it.
But
It's gonna make me
they're
fucking
losing
puke.
more than they are gaining it.
Yeah,
Like
no,
when I
it's
first
so-
when I first brought back up the counter, it was the last 3 digits were 850 something. Now it's down to 815, 14.
Yeah. Point is, Fine Brothers, you done fucked up.
If I lost that amount of subscribers in a day, I'd be fucking pissing myself.
I'm gonna give you the same advice I gave to fucking Stephen Moffat. Fine Brothers, stop shitting your pants, man. Just don't
Stop shitting your pants.
don't do it.
What great advice. What great specific advice that they can definitely use in their real lives.
Just don't do it.
Stop shitting your pants.
I mean, theoretically, stop shitting your pants. Theoretically, I'm not saying literally.
what is theoretical shitting of
I don't
pants?
think they're literally shit. Not theoretically. Not that was the wrong word. Figurative.
Theoretically, in theory, they're shitting their pants.
Well, they could be theoretically. No,
They probably are. Probably.
figuratively, they shit their.
All right, hang on. How real is that idea, though, that you shit your pants when you get scared? Have either of you guys actually shit yourself uncontrollably out of fear?
No,
No.
but it is true that you can pee yourself out of fear because your brain will actually loosen up your bladder in like intense situations,
That makes sense.
like intense fight or flight situations. So you don't have to like think about holding your piss. Your brain's just like, nah, man, release that shit, get running.
No, I totally feel that. I can't. No, never mind. I was about to tell a story. I can't tell that story. I'm on air. I'll tell you guys after we're done. Anyway.
All right.
He pissed himself
So now the whole audience is mad at me.
because of the
But
time
anyway.
he pissed himself.
Doesn't sound like anything new, Bill.
No, probably not. So that's it for the news, and that's it for this episode of the Sons of Serizawa podcast.
Really, after
kids.
the
Thanks-
news? Are we out of news?
Yeah. Well, we're 2 hours and 15 minutes in, so I fucking hope so.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So that's it for this episode of the SOS, the first episode of Season 4 of the Sons of Serizawa podcast. We sure hope you enjoyed, because we sure enjoyed doing it, as always. So, yeah, thank you for listening. Thanks to Andres for accruing the news. I appreciate it. I always appreciate it when you actually put work into this, and I'm just like, yeah, so you guys ready?
You're welcome, Bill.
Look up for the upcoming return of DFOS and other shenanigans.
Yes, that is something that I have to start working on.
And look forward to a certain announcement I may possibly be bringing up, not on here, but on my channel. I may change some things in terms of my involvement on the podcast. I most likely won't because I'll try to. I know you guys have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about, but basically, big announcement coming soon, most likely going to be on
They
my
don't,
channel.
but I do.
Yes, you do, Dylan. And Bill will too after we're done recording.
Oh, good.
Insider tracked.
Good. I feel left out. My feelings are hurt, but that's okay.
You should.
Anyway, my feelings are hurt, and now we're going to wrap up this podcast.
If your feelings are as hurt as the Fine Brothers subscription.
Yeah, pretty much. Hang on. So it means not at all, really. Yeah, you know what? Actually, no. So what was I going to say? Announcements. Oh, yeah, DFOS is coming back. When are we recording that? The 16th that we agree on?
It's coming Thursday, whatever that fucking date is.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so next Thursday is when we record that, so I'll be back the week after, or a couple days after.
I think the plan was that we're going to talk about Spectre in the first episode, right?
Yes, I have to buy that.
Oh.
That's out now. I keep forgetting because I was
Well,
like
it comes
thoroughly...
out Tuesday.
Funny enough,
it's out digital. It's out digital, I think.
Funny enough, it feels like just yesterday you guys were barely talking about the Spectre trailer when Joe was on the show, and now here we are. You guys are about to purchase the movie.
You said
no, Andres. We weren't even talking about the trailer. We're talking about the announcement. That was last year.
Yes. Well, that's the video I was referring to, and now we're already here. The movie has been seen.
Absolutely.
The reactions have been made, and
it's
Blu-rays.
It's fine.
And Blu-rays will be bought.
It's fine, brothers.
I don't remember this episode that you guys are talking.
Really?
Jesus.
You guys aren't gonna? Okay, fine.
Wait, what?
Anyway,
what was the thing? Were you trying to do a thing?
You missed my thing. Yeah, it's fine.
Oh.
It's the story of my life. Anyway.
It's alright. Most people forget about Bill's thing.
Oh, no.
Oh, was that a penile joke?
A penile joke? Is there pee in the Nile? That was also a really bad joke. Anyway, I mean, the joke I said before was, it's fine, brothers.
Was that a line from the trailer?
I don't understand. I don't understand why this is.
Oh, fine, bros. Yes.
Oh.
That's why I didn't re-say it initially, because I was like, it's really not that funny.
It really was.
Or even like, really relevant.
Fine job, bro.
Oh no.
Is that another one? I think what I said is funnier than that, because that's not like even a thing.
Yeah. No.
And it's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
You don't know. It's fine. You fucking hurt my feelings.
I can't do jokes as good as you. I definitely can't.
It's not okay, Andres. You should feel.
All right, Mr. Plinkett, why don't you calm down there and stop being so self-deprecating? Jesus.
Your joke was bad, and you should feel bad.
I'm not a funny person. I know.
Star Wars Episode 3 is the most disappointing thing since Star Wars Episode 2.
I don't agree with that.
How can they fuck it up? Who's been fucking with my meds?
Anyway.
Anyone want a pizza roll? Anyone want to help me milk my cats?
Anyway, so until next time, everyone, I'm Bill Worster, aka Zazubaar.
I'm Super DM64.
And I'm Andres Perez, aka Kaiju Noir. Palpatine's behind it all.
Indeed he is. And until next time, kids, the science is sound and your travel accommodations were not included. Until next time, everyone, farewell.